Welcome, everyone, to the 69th episode of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. I'm Big Matt at Mostly Squat Videos on the Instagram, and I am joined by nobody. It's just me. After several dozen episodes that Keith and Joey give me a hard time for ducking them on the podcast, I'm finally here, and of course, they are not. So big thanks to those guys. Appreciate you really coming full terms with this joke. And yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do here. If I'm just gonna go ahead and commandeer this whole episode and do it by myself, I don't know. Maybe if these guys don't show up, then that's what I'm gonna have to do. But I guess I could start doing that right now, unless these guys show up right now. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the last episode of the Massonomics podcast. It was episode number 438. We've got the strongest man on earth, Mr. Lewis, hat on, hat off. He is a perennial finisher on the podium, seems recently. A lot of these big strongman events. He looks like he's somebody to watch. Very, very good talker on the podcast. Seems very well polished. Got a lot of good YouTube content. Great follow on Instagram. I don't know, guys. I think that I might have to go ahead and give this thing a 5 out of 5 iPod touches. It was a pretty damn good episode. So going forward, yeah, I guess Keith and Joey still aren't here. So I'm gonna have to just keep going back on for the rest of the episode.
Hey man,
What's up, buddy?
what a day. I don't know if I'm even ready to record this review episode.
Hey,
I'm sick of shit.
What? Someone
what
say
are you guys
something?
doing?
Oh, fuck
Fucking
is that?
Matt's here?
Christ.
Yeah.
Did Nate give him the fucking link earlier or something? What the shit?
Who does that? No, he used his magical first comment YouTube powers
Yeah.
to like hack the system.
Listen, I haven't done that in a while. I gave up on that because everybody complained and whining about me having made a deal with the devil and trying to get first comments. So you can't use that against me anymore.
All right, well, I guess welcome to Unpaid and Underrated. Finally, we have Big Matt on episode, I guess this is episode 69.
Episode nice.
Episode nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and the best part is no bots. No bots to come after us every
no
time we
bots.
say the word.
You sound like a fucking bot.
Oh, but I sound like a lot of things right now. I sound like a dirt troll.
Say, I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
There we go.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do? It doesn't even sound like Arnold, but it does sound smooth.
So, how long did you steal our podcast for? Where do I have to jump in at now? Are you already down to fucking least fun, most fun? Where are we at?
You guys are just gonna have to listen. You have to talk to your technical guy there, and he's gonna be able to tell you.
Well, he doesn't tell us anything. He doesn't even tell Keith how to use a microphone for the first 40 episodes.
Yep. Well, yeah, fuck you guys. Well, you know what's in my can this week? I got a little Fresca. Harkening back to the barefoot episode where they were talking all about Fresca and how much they liked it. I got a 12-pack about a week or so ago, and it was actually the last one. So they're growing on me. The first couple were so bitter and tart. But the more I look at them, as far as like you actually read the ingredients, there's a shit ton of aspartame in it. So it's kind of like, don't trust everything you think is just a sparkling water because it could have just as much fucking fake sugar as a Diet Coke. So at that point, I'd rather have a Diet Coke. Still pretty good, but you know, I don't know. I like my sparkling waters fucking free of artificial shit.
All right. I have an electrolyte because I feel like a bag of smashed assholes. I do have a couple beers on the side there, but we're going to just handle this electrolytes for the first little bit. I've got some Zonix, which are now banned in Canada. Got some Vicks nasal spray. Hopefully we can make it through this without dying.
Awesome.
If I die, air this episode.
That's it. That's the last will and testament. You heard it, everybody.
To make sure Morgan emails it over to Nate.
Yep.
So I got a glass or can of Sip of Sunshine, which is a delicious beer from Vermont from a company called Lost's Finest Liquids. It is one of the greatest IPAs in the world. And I washed that down. I even got a nice little polar orange vanilla to wash that down. Not because I'm trying to suck up to Keith or anything, just because my wife hates the orange vanilla flavors and I know she won't steal them and I like them.
That's smart. That's smart.
Mhm.
Orange vanilla is a good flavor. That's like orange creamsicle. That's a good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely jealous of your shirt this week, Matt. You want to tell the listeners what you're wearing?
This might be the first thing I think I bought from Massonomics, or one of the first things I bought from Massonomics. It is the OG, yeah, buddy, lightweight shirt, and
And
it is one of my prized possessions.
for anyone listening, you can actually read it. So it is not the last year, 2 years ago released blurred version. This is probably circa like 2019 or 2020
This
maybe.
this is about the same time I started listening to the podcast in 2019, summer 2019. Very fortuitous time if you're going to be building your own home gym, as I later found out. But it was a good time to get into Massonomics.
Nice. What you got over there, Joey?
Uh,
What you wearing, buddy?
I got the big coffin crew shirt going.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's ironic.
it better not be.
I got the yellow curl shirt on tonight, and everything's fitting a little better. You know, my little update on the weight loss. Kind of stagnant on the scale, but shit's fitting better. Wedding ring spinning a little more smoothly on my finger. Haven't got to the next belt notch yet, but just in general, the pants are fitting better. So, you know, not happy with where the weight on the number on the scale, but the proof is in the pudding as far as shit just fitting a little looser. So I'll take it.
That's the spirit.
Indeed.
All right.
We should probably rate. Did you already rate them? Did you already ruin the thing and rate last week's episode
I
without us, Matt?
did. I gave an absolutely atrocious rating of 5 out of 5 iPod
Yeah.
Gym iPod touches.
Hijacks
So
the podcast and gives it a
yeah,
5. I can't
I'm
believe this
sorry,
guy.
guys. I'm
Start calling
sorry.
you Big Jeff now. Keep ruining things.
Yeah, you guys
Uh,
quick chat about that little keg with the lift symbol on it. Won't get into too much detail because I don't know how far that's gonna go, but saw a couple crew commenting and tagging Massonomics in that, and that's a very blatant ripoff.
Yeah,
And
clearly Tommy's fucking logo. Like,
yeah, I
Well, they'll
wish I
get a
could even remember the company's name.
I
Hold
was
on,
just
I
looking
can
at it a
figure
minute
it out.
ago,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
company that shall not be named.
They're probably
Oh,
veteran founded.
Strike Movement. Yeah, Strike Movement. You guys have called the wrath of the unpaid interns.
It
Also, the
hasn't gone.
Miller Coors legal department.
It hasn't gone full tilt yet. We'll see. You know, it hasn't. It wasn't like Tango Charlie. They kind of just doubled down, and I think that's what amplified people just fucking with them because they just kept defending it and blocking comments. And as soon as a couple of crews comments got blocked, like 100 people swarmed to it. It's like, well, if you just acknowledge it and just say sorry or anything, but just don't fucking block comments and delete shit. Like fuck you. So
Do you,
we'll see how this one turns out.
do you think Strike Movement is veteran founded?
Not sure, but possibly they have a brick and mortar right here. Not sure yet.
I can't even laugh without dying a little bit. This is fucking unpleasant.
Uh,
We could
All right.
we could do a little serious goose stuff if you want. You know, we don't have to laugh and have a good time.
Oh, we're supposed to laugh and have a good time here. I thought this was serious.
Yeah.
I thought this was Keith's serious therapy podcast. Last week's episode for me was it Lucas hat on hat on,
Hat off.
yeah, hat off. Yep. It was enjoyable. Honestly, the thing I remember the most was because I think it's the one they recorded in the afternoon, wasn't it? Did they
Mhm.
have two back-to-back recordings like
Mhm.
in the afternoon? Okay, so yeah, I caught the because I don't yeah, so I caught the one that was Lucas's. Um, the unrelated to them, the lasting thing I remember is I was listening to it in my van, sitting in the passenger seat, and I told my coworker, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna listen to this podcast for a while," and he kept fucking trying to talk to me the whole time, and I'm just
Ugh.
like basically ignoring him, but every now and then I'd have to like take a plug out and be like, "What?" and then it'd be like wanting to talk about a fucking TV show we talked about 6 hours ago. And I'm like, I'm fucking busy. Just give me like a half hour. I'll get back to you. For all those reasons, I'll go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 shitty coworkers.
It's funny. I did listen to the episode, but I listened to it like 3 different slots between driving to and from work. I think that there was one thing where I wanted to like directly message Tommy about something he said. And I want to say it was music related, but gosh darn if I can remember anything at this moment. I'm all whacked out on a lot of different drugs. So I'm gonna give that 5 out of 5 allergy and cold and flu pills.
Touching on music a little bit, the Jack White update. Still not a fan.
Shut
Listened
up.
to a bunch of his stuff.
So fucking
Wasn't
wrong.
impressed. And then and no, everyone gives me a hard time for that. But then a lot of people that are giving me shit either said it was unpaid or has never seen A River Runs Through It. So if you haven't watched that movie, I can't take your opinion on music serious. Not that
Those
music
two
and
are
movies are. I
unrelated.
know, but no, it's related in the fact that you have culture and class and taste.
I only
So
like things that came out before the year 2000. Everything else is shit. I'm
hey,
not
get off
even
my
giving a
lawn,
chance.
motherfucker.
Yeah, get off my lawn. My pants are up to my nipples. Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, I think every time I tried to listen to it, I was just like, no, I'm gonna not that I like YouTube or Oasis, but just for the irony, I was like, I'm gonna go listen to YouTube and Oasis instead because I can at least tolerate their music. So
No, Oasis is trash.
they got like four really good songs if
Name
you
them.
remember high school.
Name them.
Oh, was it
Wait, who's the other
Wonderwall?
band?
Nope.
You
Oasis and
two,
who?
you two,
YouTube. I thought you said YouTube.
I heard
yeah,
YouTube a bunch of
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
possibly.
He
I
definitely
don't
said
always
YouTube.
talk
Yeah.
clearly.
The best YouTube song would be Discotheque for sure.
That
What?
god
You guys
awful
are
album.
laughing.
It's another
But
reason to hate Apple products.
oh, I did. Speaking of things that I like that nobody else does, but this one might actually people like. What did I watch? The movie The Gentleman. I think you had talked about it
Yeah.
before. The Guy
Yep.
Ritchie movie.
Mm.
Watched that tonight. Solid. I wanted to give it an 8 out of 10, but I don't think it was right there. It was a solid 7.5. Nate doesn't think that 7.5, exist, but to me it was a 7.5. And I'm probably gonna binge the series this weekend. I think.
Well, the series just got renewed, right?
Good, good. I
Yeah.
haven't seen, yeah, so I haven't seen the show itself, but the movie, if anyone's looking to, bust my chops, go watch that and tell me it's not a 7.5.
No, it's a great movie.
I'm trying to
Thought
work
so.
on a meme from that right now. The when
Oh
he's at the dinner, he's at the table and the salt and pepper shake is.
yeah.
I got something like I just can't get it, but it's
Oh,
gonna be something.
it's a good one. Did anybody get a chance to watch the YouTube video last week? They keep fucking with us on when they come out. Sometimes they come out Thursday, sometimes they come out Wednesday. This one fucking I think was supposed to come out today. Like the Discord was telling me it came out at 4 o'clock, and then like 10 minutes later it said, "Oh, tomorrow at 11." I'm like, "Wow, fuck." So I had to like go edit the notes again. I was like, "What the fuck was the one from last week?" I was like, "Yep, it was Tanner and Tommy going showing off the York dumbbell collection." So obviously that was pretty cool for me to see as one of the first crew to finish their dumbbell collection from York. It was nice to see that Tanner finally got all his in place. I think he finished it a few months ago, but he didn't actually get the last one delivered to the gym until lift hard. So that was cool. I don't know if anybody else got a chance to watch that.
I did not.
Yeah, I got to take a look at it recently, but I was actually surprised at how quote unquote cheap it was, given he's got 2,000, was it 2,000 pounds
Yeah,
of
I can
dumbbells
actually.
for not even $5,000, right? Or
I
it's like
think
about
he said it
5,000.
was. Did he say 6 to 7? I think maybe. I'm trying to think. So on my spreadsheet, I basically just took a guesstimate of what I paid. I'm into mine about 3,500, and I think he was in closer to. No, I wouldn't say double, but he was a couple grand more than that.
He was
And I
saying he's paying like 250 or so a pound, I think, is what he said
Yeah,
in
it all
the
varies because, like you said, you can pay a fucking $800 for a pair of
yeah,
nines.
for the
But
nines,
but then
yeah.
he said he got his hundreds cheap. He only paid 500 for his hundreds. I've seen
Yeah.
hundreds go for a grand, so he got those really cheap.
Hmm.
I appraised mine closer to like I don't know 8 grand give or take, like hot top end. If you had to buy a complete set, but then it's like, people are bitching moan about the finish, and if you have painted ones, and if you have USA stamp ones, so it's
Yeah.
all debatable of what they're actually worth. But he didn't necessarily overpay, and I'm curious of how much if he factored shipping into some of those or not, or he just went off sales price. And he actually got a steal too because the crew labor and sweat to get them to
Yeah.
him, like
The
that was worth
handoffs.
at least $2,000 or $1,000 if people like if he had to pay a shipping company or something. So he got those for a pretty decent bargain, I'd say. But yeah, I can kind of feel when completed mine, it probably took me 3 or 4, call it 2.5, 3 years. But that's also because I wasn't invested, like I didn't overpay for too many of them. And I fucking drove all over the Northeast to get a couple. I think I went to like 4 different states to get them. But like it's like the immediately when you finish it, it's just that like fucking oh man, what now? It's like there's like the smallest amount of accomplishment, but then it's just like this void of like that hobby and task I've had for the past like 2 years of like constantly having something to search for and look for on Marketplace and Craigslist and like communicating and like your other buddies that are in that world trying to like do trades and shit like that's done. You don't have that like that you don't get that fix anymore of like adrenaline. So I'm curious to see what he fills that void with.
Bun and Globes, man.
Yeah,
He
fuck. I
said
don't
it.
know.
He's gonna do Bun and Globes next.
Yeah, he said maybe, I think, but yeah, that would I don't know. I've had both of those in the past, and I just don't like the way they feel. I don't like how inaccurate they are because they are, significantly older than the roundheads, so they're just not accurate in my opinion. And I don't want to use dumbbells that fucking are like 7% off. It's a pretty decent amount. And other fuck me, I can't stutter tonight. And other equipment news, I got some new stuff for the No Wine Cellar. For the No Wine Cellar Strongman gym, that is.
The No
I got
Wine
an axe.
Garage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's debatable. We can call it whichever. And that's what some meme account called it. I like to call it the No Wine Cellar Strongman Gym, but yeah, the No Wine Garage is out there as well. Uh, got a new axle from Black Widow Training Gear, and ironically, the same day, my wife, shout out to Stephanie, she literally had surprised me with a pair of farmer's handles that I didn't know were coming. So the funny thing was they literally showed up at the same time. Actually, the funnier thing was she thought they were supposed to come at like noon that day, and they were just delayed till after we both were home from work. And so she had a nice card on the door, basically, telling me she supports my strongman journey. And like the card hinted at a gift, but it was kind of vague. So when I was reading it and there wasn't a present with it, I was like, is the present the card and like your support, or is there a gift? But you're obviously not going to ask I'm not going to like text her and be like, is there a present to go with this and be an asshole? So when she got home from work, really, she was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, there was supposed to be a gift. I was like, oh okay, I didn't want to assume. And then when they came in, they were great. I love them. Don't like Titan in general, but those handles seem pretty good. It's kind of funny. I had just sold off my last Titan stuff last year. I was kind of like proud to say I had a Titan free gym, and now I do not have a Titan free gym, but I have one of their better products if you were to like poll people. So uh, definitely growing the strongman equipment, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I did
I
the
s-
same thing when I sold off my Titan SSB. I was like, yeah, I don't have any more Elite FTS one. I don't have any Titan stuff. And then I need a yoke and I need a log. Like, I could
Yeah,
spend $1,500 and get it from Rogue, or I could spend like $600 and get both of those from Titan. I was
yep.
like, it's tough to beat, man.
I
It's
feel you.
tough to beat.
I enjoy that log. I like it because it's like it sucks that it's not wide, but also like moving 100 pound log versus moving an 85 pound log sucks. Like and storing the rackable one's a lot easier than storing an
Yeah.
unrackable, I feel. So like I'm not upset with it. And it works for me. And yeah.
I will say after the lift hard, I definitely wish I had that Mike Bardos one just because, like you said, I have a small gym. It's a lot easier for me to put that rackable one in the corner. It's a lot easier. But two, like, it's like powerlifting. I picked an opener that I could triple, and I did triple on my rackable bar, on my rackable log a few weeks prior, right? And I don't know what it was, man. Like my triple that I easily did on the rackable bar, the rackable log, I just had trouble doing on that Mike Bardos log. Like it was just, I don't know if that extra weight or just the extra width, like it
I
made
feel
it
like
so much more difficult.
I feel like we all died. I think anyone that's we've talked, I think we might have talked about it on here. I know Tanner talked about it. Like everyone only hit like 90, 95% on their log of what they thought they would. Like if
Yeah,
that. I mean, like fucking Chris is got a pretty strong press and he fucking bombed out on something. He's like doubled and tripled and shit. So it's like
yeah.
it's the axe the log fucking destroyed people. But you drank for 3 days straight prior to that, I feel. So that probably maybe didn't help. And we're definitely dehydrated. And it was 1,074 degrees in that gym. Yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah, Celsius.
Mm.
Yeah, 25 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I'm functioning at peak efficiency. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. Well, was there anything else in the massonomics or lifting or unpaid world in the last week or so? Anybody wanted to chat about before we get a sponsor read going?
No, 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 no. I think Stephanie right now is in New Mexico.
Yes, she is on her way home right now, actually. So it's been bachelor life here, which literally means I just sit on the couch and watch TV and don't do anything because, like, I don't know, it's just very like having my partner at the house, man. It sucks being alone
Yeah.
for sure. And
She posted a picture that she was at a restaurant, but she would not review the chicken parm for me. I did
she did
ask.
she did she wasn't yes, she did tell me something about that, and I was like, I was like, I don't know, I had to go look at it and like, oh, he's trolling me. I got a kick out of that, but yeah, no,
Trolling everybody.
yeah, But yeah, she was out there for a few days. She's on her way home right now. So actually, if I did disappear for like 90 seconds in the next hour and a half, it's going to be because I'm going to go hug my wife that I haven't.
The nerve. All right. Matt, do you have an ad read for us here about our friends at Massonomics?
You know, I ask myself often, what do you say about the lifting podcast? About nothing. Do you like pop culture references that only folks in the Submasters age bracket would get? Do you refuse to watch Damon Simon's magnum opus about crime in Baltimore? Is lifting and drinking all you know? If so, check out the Massonomics podcast. Hell, listen to all the episodes to include the backlog, right, Joey? You could do nothing but listen to the backlog for 8 hours a day, and it would take you weeks to get caught up. There is so much content. Not only have these guys from West and Northeast South Dakota been releasing a podcast episode every week for the past 8 years, but Tanner will be posting more content twice a day on Instagram until the heat death of the universe. What? They're also uploading masterfully edited video content on YouTube as well? What can't these guys do? I'll tell you what they can't do. Say no to your money. These guys are literally just throwing their logo over plain shorts and irregularly shaped t-shirt blanks and charging people more for them. Go to massonomics.com/shop if you want to know more. And also get a supporter membership while you're at it. For everyone who wants to know how to get strong, stay strong, and use their strength, there's Massonomics.
Nice, well done. And Tanner, that was a The Wire reference that you wouldn't get. And to harken back up to the general topics real quick, one thing that I didn't mention that we talked about, the one of the posts that Tanner did that was actually extremely well edited. That was the American Psycho of the business card meme, where it was people showing their home gyms. So me, Brandon, and Efren were all featured, and I mean, I still think I should have got the bigger feature, but no, it was still pretty cool. Obviously Efren, he has Brian Shaw in his gym and he's got a $100,000 gym, so it was still pretty cool to be even in the same breath as Brandon and Efren. So appreciate that, Tanner.
Yeah, when he did the white because of Brandon's whole stormtrooper thing, like
Yeah,
perfect, just matched up beautifully with it.
yeah. I was impressed with that. And it was funny because like I didn't realize, it took me a second to be like, wait, they were showing business cards, not cell phones. So like I'm curious if he actually did that or if that was a template.
There's a template for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I'm like,
yeah.
that seems like just putting our videos inside the phones would have been hard enough, let alone changing the fucking business card to a phone first. So but well done, Tanner. It's kudos to you, buddy. I don't know how you fucking post twice a day.
It's
With-
tough, man.
With great skill and dedication, that's how. So speaking of great skill and dedication, should we get our guest on the horn?
Oh, I thought we were gonna talk about kicking the listeners out because I don't think our guest has great skill or but yes,
goddamn.
All
Big
right.
Matt, that you, buddy?
Yeah, that's me.
Welcome to the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, episode
Hey.
69. You are here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy that I'm here for this episode.
Yeah, it's like
Weird.
someone.
There's
planned
no
that
way you
out.
could have planned that. No.
No, for like almost a year.
I think I should go back and look at the DMs and see if it like, because now when we say like a year ago, like it's been more than a year from like when we've, because the last week Grant said like, oh, you guys been going for a year, and I'm like, it was a year like in the springtime, and it's like fucking almost
Yeah.
fall. So yeah, we're like basically 18 months or just under, I think. So
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, glad to have you, buddy. It's
Glad
welcome.
to be here.
So we'll hit you off with the hardest one. We always hit people with, what brought you to Massonomics? Let me hear your origin story.
So back, like I said, in the summer of 2019, I was in my local Golds and I saw somebody put like a 10, a 25, a 5, a 35, a 45, and a 10 all in the same post. And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. I got to make my own gym. And so, with the help of two general contractors in my family and a couple of friends, I was able to basically get that shed built in my backyard in about 4 days' time.
Oh, dope.
And it was very fortuitous because summer of 19, COVID was just around the corner, everything shut down. And so I was very happy to have a home gym. But in the meantime, I needed to decorate my home gym. And at the time, I was listening to a bunch of like Stronger by Science, Barbell Medicine, because I was really worried about surface EMG activation, different types of leg exercises, and 5% increase in this and da 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 da. And I was listening to a lot of stuff. I'm like, man, I'm so weak as shit. I should probably just listen to some podcasts that make me laugh and are pretty entertaining. And I remember, I think it was one of Alan Thrall's videos where they had the "Don't Curl on Me" flag in the background, and one of them was like, I'm gonna put that in my gym. And so ended up looking for it, found it, kept looking, like, oh, this is my kind of humor. And yeah, it was First episode I think I listened to was Will It Fit Under the Bed, and then caught up, and then a couple years later decided I wanted to go and listen to the backlog too, which was also good because it ended up being a thing on the Hall of Fame membership, so that worked out pretty well as well. But yeah, so it's been about 5 years now, and then been a supporting member for in September. Yeah, September will be my next check mark for the Hall of Fame when I hit
Oh,
my
damn.
anniversary for the support membership.
It's impressive.
So it's been a little while.
That's cool. I always like when people come in, like when they're that early too. Like when someone tells me their first podcast was like prior to them even getting guest on regularly. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, like so you like that's there's not a lot of people that probably started that early because that's just listening to fucking two dudes talking about just nothing, literally. And like to find that, like I get when you find the podcast because someone else you follow on Instagram shares their story and you know you're like, oh, what's this? It's two dudes about lifting talking about it, you know, but like they're getting guests, but like to naturally find Massonomics podcast without it being from a guest you already follow. Like that's actually impressive and pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I was glad I found it, and yeah, I've still listened. I think I still listen to Barbell Minister once in a while and things like that. Austin's a funny guy, and I like his sense of humor. But yeah, it's like the one podcast I've been listening to consistently every week for the last several years.
Nice.
You could do Massonomics the way I do, which is two guys that I only kind of know, and sometimes a third person that I don't know, talking about stuff that I only kind of know about. Yeah, that's the key to the Massonomics podcast. I just thought it's funny. It's two guys you don't even know, and then somebody that you like brings you in, and I'm like, I don't even know who that person was. It was Jonathan Oldham. Yeah. All right. So where do we find you and your 2.5 thousand followers or whatever you got?
Am I all the way up to 2,500 followers? That's crazy. I should go check. I am at Mostly
Spoiler.
Squat Videos, all one word. Although serious thought has been given into change to Mostly Meme Videos, but I think for the time I'm just gonna keep the same account.
And on
Nice.
Discord?
And on Discord, I am the OG Big Matt, as much as Big Matt 2, Electric Boogaloo, and I fight about it sometimes. Who was the first one to be Big Matt in the Discord? I have Big Matt in my name and no extra extraneous letters or numbers afterwards. But Big Matt 2, if I had to do a Big Matt 2, I would have picked Electric Boogaloo as well. So good on him for that.
Nice.
And where are you from? And where are you living now? I mean, the accent kind of gives it away.
It was my hometown where I grew up
Australia,
in.
right?
Yep.
So I grew up in a crappy little part of Rhode Island, northeast part of Rhode Island, a town called Pawtucket. And if you tell from my accent, I got a little bit of going on, even residually after not living there for a number of years. But grew up in Rhode Island, went to college in Mass, traveled all over the place in the United States for a little while for work, and then ended up finding myself in Northern Virginia, just outside of DC down here with a bunch of other transplants because most of the people that live in the area that I am, they're same thing. They come from all over, and they're just all different parts of the country. My neighbor, like a block down, is from 20 minutes away from me, Rhode Island. Like just yeah, all over the place.
Nice. Yeah, my parent company's in Rhode Island, so every time there was a bunch of Rhode Island stuff speckled in your notes, and I was like, oh, that's a town that I recognize because I have an office there.
What town?
Well, they're in Cranston, but I know the Pawtucket
Cranston.
I've definitely heard of before, and Rhode Island itself is always like because they've tried to manage our New York State branch
Yeah,
from like Rhode Island, and they're like they don't fathom that it takes like 8 hours to get from one side of the state to the other because you can drive from fucking Rhode Island
20
45
minutes. Yeah,
minutes and be to
yeah.
the either border, and I'm like. I literally, I'm not sure, 8 hours might be exaggerating, but it's like a minimum 6 hours from one side to the next. Like I have jobs regularly that are like 5, 6 hours away. So it's just Rhode Island and me have a little beef about that basically of them not understanding how fucking big New York State is.
Dude, we are spoiled as Rhode Islanders because anything longer than a 20-minute car ride is too long. Like you got to pack a lunch if you're going 30 minutes. And so when Tana and like Tommy talk about, oh yeah, it's a 3-hour drive, like you out of your mind. And I think like driving all over the United States after I got out of New England kind of desensitized me to that a little bit. But for the longest time growing up, it's like if you drive more than 20 minutes, put a sleeping bag in your car, you might get stuck somewhere, bud.
No doubt. One piece of Massonomics merch that you've been around long enough, so there's probably not a whole lot you haven't had a chance to get. But what's one thing that you don't have that you want?
So my problem now is, again, with the irregularly sized blanks, is some of the shirts I'm a 2XL in and some of the shirts I'm an XL in.
Jeez.
And this Buddy Light shirt is an XL. I would love to have it in a 2XL. It just the ability to go back and maybe get some of my tighter fitting XLs and the size up, because it was a small, weak person and now I'm a bigger, weak person.
All right, well, you gotta
Um,
pick one then. You can't ride the line. I mean, I get that philosophy at all. I 100% get that philosophy,
yeah.
but
If I
I
could get a
guess
fresh, yeah, if I could get a fresh like
specifically Buddy Light.
2XL
Yeah,
version of a Buddy Light shirt, like that would be, because this is still my favorite shirt from them. It's
nice.
fantastic, and I wish they could sell it some more. But if I get a 2XL version of that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think Ronnie has boxes of those in his garage. He's just holding on to. He's not willing to let go of them for it just yet.
Oh, Tanner buried him in a hole somewhere. We just got to find out where he buried him, and then we're gonna be fine. All right, we're gonna be rich.
It's good stuff. Well, you already hit on your Hall of Fame a little bit earlier, but officially, where are you at, and what's this get you tonight?
So I got to do either Crew Falls or go to the Arnold after the night.
To get the
And
jacket?
to get the, oh no, sorry, I got to do 15 to get the jacket, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
you're 16
be,
total, right? Because you're
yeah,
already in the Hall of Fame, right? You're definitely in
yeah.
the.
So I got
Yeah.
12. I got 4 years coming up in a couple weeks,
Hmm.
and then I either got to go to the Arnold or Crew Falls to get that 15.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So if I think somebody's probably gonna beat me to it. And I've been kicking around the idea, like talking to Murph and Mad Cow maybe about driving over to Columbus, because it's only like 6 hours or so away.
Okay, that's not
Just
that's,
going for like
that's
a day or
doable.
so. I don't know. Just
Just make
I've
sure you
never
go
been, and
Friday so
that,
you don't have to see him, Nate.
yeah, that guy, my arch nemesis, my oldest arch nemesis. We had the whole reason I was able to go to Lift Hard, Live Easy last year was because I'd already prepped my wife, like, hey, I'm gonna go to the Arnold this year. I want to finally go and check it out. It's not that far away. And then when Tanner and Tommy announced the meet, it was like, I don't want to go to the Arnold anymore. I want to go to this thing. It's like,
Yeah, this is gonna
okay.
be as someone that's been to both. Like the lift hard is dramatically more cool than the Arnold. The Arnold's cool to do once. Like I
Yeah.
mean, I'll prob them. I'm like there's a 60% chance I'll do the Arnold next year, but lift hard live easy is just its own fucking animal, and especially if you're going for the Massonomics aspect of it, you're just gonna like go and fucking you want to get a backpack full of free supplements, which I never saw the allure to, and I'd be like, I just gotta carry that shit. Like I don't want your
Yeah.
free, like I really don't want your free products. Like I really don't. Sorry. Like I like well yes, give me one free monster or some like bang energy drink or whatever, like in the morning, but I don't need to like take shit home and like have pre-workout to go home. Like I never understood the point of that, I guess.
Yeah, but why would you want to go to the Arnold and have somebody nicely hand you a sample when you can have Angry Jen Damager,
Romance.
damn it,
Ding-a-linger.
throw supplements at your face and yell at you for the benefit of her Instagram profile.
She was the
So,
build fast fairy.
I mean, what would you rather have, to be honest?
Oh, and speaking of Jen, thanks for using our code unpaid at Plate Snacks for your stickers. That was we saw that story this week, and it didn't go unnoticed. Thank you.
Do you want me to?
Uh,
Sorry,
sorry,
nothing. Never
I
mind.
had to squeeze that little, squeeze that little
Yeah,
affiliate in there.
a game we like to play. It's called.
God, I'm so sick.
Use our
That's
affiliates. How many
I like at the last Lift Hard Live Easy. Let's fuck get ready to do it. Like me and Matt were just tied at the hip through the entirety of the weekend. And yeah, like nothing was serious, but everything was serious. It was so much fun. So that's why, yeah, why I'm giggling like a ninny.
So which was it? Or was one of you the ones that pointed out that the BW3 waiter was Big David, or was that one of the other guys
That
there?
was me.
That was you. Nice.
Yeah, that was
Good
me.
stuff.
But we were all there together at the time.
I
Yeah,
like
that
beat-ups a lot.
like
Yeah, I went to.
even when we were like, we're not going to beat ups. Like I think you and I were like, no, we're not
Yeah,
going to beat ups for lunch today. We've been there every day.
yeah,
Three other people were like, we're at beat ups. Who's coming? And you and I were both like, fuck, I guess we're going to beat ups. Like we were there twice a day for every day
Ugh.
that we were there,
yeah.
and it was the worst. It
Yeah,
was
no, I
the
I had no
worst.
desire to go. We joined you guys last year, or you might not have been there, Joey, but I think
That
maybe.
wasn't.
But I was like, this is shitty food, and I got to go out later. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. But
Yeah,
it
it
was
wasn't.
probably
It
it was
wasn't.
they
It was
they
no
they probably
chicken
fucking had
parm.
better chicken. Yeah, they probably had better chicken
Yeah,
parm than fucking Roma's did.
yeah, it was no chicken
Fuckers.
parm.
Well,
The chicken wings are probably better than the chicken palm that you ate, bud.
that too.
At least they were consistent, even while they were trying to kick us out.
Here's your check. We would like to continue drinking more of your delicious alcohols, sir.
Yeah.
Take this back. I'll talk
Yeah.
to you
Oh,
in
my
about 30
bad. I
minutes.
added that one drink to this. No, like you don't grasp what's happening here.
Yeah, I don't understand what that was all about. Like, I don't know. I've worked in a restaurant before. I've never been like, oh, it's dead. I'm not making any money. Oh, the only customers I have, get them out. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, dude?
Well, and we were like, "Are you settling up?" And she's like, "Oh no, no, I'm not done for a couple hours." And we're like,
Yeah.
"Then what are you doing here?" Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna
You
keep
bet.
drinking these beers as long as you put them in front of me, sweetie. Like,
I guess the only thing I could see
golly.
is if she was like an actual server and not the bartender, and she was just covering the bar, and she just like annoyed at
She
that
was the
maybe.
Yeah, but
actual bartender.
Yeah,
the
that
other
doesn't make
the
any
other
sense.
guy too, who was serving like one of the other many times that we were there, God knows how many times. Like he was the same way. Like, I had to check. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's
No,
strange.
give me another beer.
Very
And me and
strange.
Matt are playing trivia on the TV and drinking beer. Like, keep them coming.
Yeah. Like
That was,
Lemmy at the edge of the bar playing in those little VLT thing,
yeah.
Just happy as pigs and shit, man.
That exactly is what we did the entire time.
Yeah.
When everybody else was quiet, just me and you would start yelling answers out to the trivia
Jackal!
on the
Jackal!
TV.
You want to do a little least fun, most fun there, Big Matt?
Oh, why not?
Are you
I'm already
familiar with
here.
this game? Do I need to
I'm gonna
explain the
get some cough
rules?
medicine, BRB.
Gonna give you a topic, and you got to tell me the least fun and the most fun thing about it. All right. So,
All right.
to harken on to the Mostly Squat videos page, I haven't looked since it was a couple days ago, but you were at 26 point whatever thousand. That's a pretty big number. So, least fun, most fun, having 26,000 followers on Instagram.
There's really no positive to it. I have to put out two things a day. It's like, so I've talked to Tanner about this, and like, why are you posting at 9:30 and 4:30 every day? That's what I'm doing. It's like, did you Google like, hey, what time should I be posting on Instagram for maximum engagement? Like, yeah, you did the same thing. So that's why you post twice a day. You post at 9:30, you post at 4:30, and you've got to have something every freaking day to post at 9:30 or 4:30, whether or not you've prepared a bunch of stuff or not. And I think the way to get around that is you get in a creative mood and like, all right, I'm gonna make like 5 or 6 memes. I'm good for the rest of the day. I'll throw in a couple of lifting videos to kind of make sure I don't have to do one less meme. But just having to come up with that stuff. And there's no point that I'm doing it. There's no point that I'm not doing it for any financial gain. Like nothing's monetized.
You're not a
Um,
brand necessarily that you're
um,
growing, so it's not like
yeah,
you're not funneling it into anything else
but
because
at this,
you didn't sell your soul to fucking like do ads and shit or anything. So
yeah, it's just a creative outlet. But at the same,
that's
and like I enjoy it for that. Like I've always had you know, something I'm doing creative wise, like playing instruments or painting or making memes, all in the same, group, obviously. But it's a nice creative outlet, but at the same time, it's like, it's a pain in the ass try to get 2 posts every day.
Hmm.
It kind of like every once in a while, like, all right, what am I really doing this for? Like, should I
Have
just sell this to a Chinese scammer account so they can like give me $5,000 and they can bombard you guys with ads for things Timu, like
fucking follow you. So
yeah, that's fine. I'll
have
get my money for it. Whatever.
sell it off to Pillar 4. Keith loves that
um,
shit.
I'm not gonna tell anybody either. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be a
Pretend you
figurehead,
never
and I'm
did.
just gonna I'm gonna pretend like it never happened.
Have you considered, though, maybe just taking some scenes from a popular television show and adding a vague reference to powerlifting
what's
and
vague?
doing that twice
Like
a day?
I don't know. I've got a couple TV shows I really like Friends. I really like watching Friends. I think I could do that for Friends. That's a really funny show. Um, just any show on like CBS that they have to advertise like during football that is just not like a cringy show at all. Like I think I could probably get behind some of that and
Yeah,
make some memes out of
I
that. Yeah.
if it has more than 4 camera angles per episode, like it's probably shit, right?
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah, you
stick to
definitely
those
want that.
3 camera angles, laugh track,
Yeah.
yeah, those are the
Yeah,
ones
yeah, yeah.
you get in on.
Because if you don't have the laugh track, it makes it sound like they're all psychopaths. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those shows.
Yeah, you really want
Yeah.
like the Big Bang Theory. That's the big one. That I
Don't
hear that'll bring
I'm
in
gonna I'm gonna break our little joke here. Don't get me started on fake nerds and real nerds, because I actually went to school with real nerds, and
Uh-huh.
every time I see that, it's just like I said before, I do not like watching football on CBS because they advertise for these god awful shows, and they're like,
Yep.
it's America's favorite watch show. Like, I can't understand how you people watch this god awful trash, and I've
Yeah.
probably just alienated half of the people that follow me right now.
Yeah, it's an
But
unpopular opinion for sure, but I'm pretty sure I read like an essay on just how Penny is the main character, and her entire role is to make fun of all of the other people in the show and make
mm.
them seem weird and out of the ordinary. And yeah, what
So
you need.
I've
Go ahead.
actually never seen that, so I don't even know which character you're referring to. I just understand the premise of this,
Yeah.
and I know that they're not like there's no way, and like just the clips I see on little bits in Instagram, and Instagram's like, hey, you like nerdy stuff and 40K and all this other science, like you should watch this show on CBS. Like, no, it's not the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So to circle back, least fun and most fun, you kind of just fucking
hijacked.
brothers for 4 hours. Okay, so I mean, I'll answer for him. So the least fun thing about it is dealing with the people, and the most fun thing is a creative outlet. Fair?
I took the mark on that. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's
I'll
just
get
a
better
game.
with the next
It
one.
is a game we like to. So,
Mm.
okay. So
Yeah,
that's
because I
it.
came back from my cough syrup break and hijacked. So I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. Let's see. What is So as
What's
far as Nick, yep. Go.
what's a she's gym?
I I think that's a typo. It was supposed to be a shed
A
gym,
she
but
shed.
it was she.
Yeah,
I honestly don't remember typing that. I must have, but
she apostrophe s
yeah, it was supposed to be shed.
gyms.
It's supposed to be like a she shed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was no, it
that's
was just shed gyms in general.
What does
I
one do in a
believe.
she shed?
a she shed is
Post memes.
no, it's
You
like
sells seashells by the seashore.
no, you create seashells to sell on your Etsy account. They're artisanal handmade shells. That's what you make in your she shed.
Yeah,
And
artisanal is what makes them expensive.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
they're organic too. So but there it's like the she shed is very much like an artsy fartsy kind of creative expression thing. And
Oh.
so when I was very happy with the shed that I made and I showed it to some of my friends, like, you got a she shed, and I think that's one of my fraternity brothers that probably said that.
Oh, that's
That or my
interesting.
that or my wife.
It was literally me having a typo, probably because it was
Oh,
under least fun, most fun, and I'm the one that types the topics for those.
Now we made
But
it way more interesting.
yeah.
that's fine.
I'll take lemonades, man. I'll make I'll make lemonade out of them. Come on.
Is that what Fubar's known for doing?
Jeez.
So is that from Tango and Cash? I'd hope so. It was like the first time I ever heard that was Tango and Cash.
Isn't it?
And he,
Isn't it from Fubar?
So
Okay.
there's the movie Fubar. That
I
was
never heard of that.
so all right. Take it all
I
the
know
way
it's
back.
just fucked up
So
beyond recognition and from Tango and Cash.
yeah, so there's Fubar from Saving Private Ryan. You know, they 97 Saving Private Ryan came out. And I think for a while my online gamer tag was Fubar, some derivative of it there.
6969.
6969, of course. 420. And then it became my nickname in college for various reasons. And it's just kind of followed me around since then. But then in college, the movie Fubar came out with a couple of Canadian headbangers who were kind of low lifers, but they were very funny in how they did everything. And there are some quotes in that movie that are just fantastic. They made two movies. The first one was a lot better than the second one. The second one was not too bad, but it's absolutely hilarious. And somebody was like, "Dude, you wish you were Diener." I was like, "I don't wish I was Diener." Like, it's awful, but like, okay, I can see how like the metal and just some of the other aspects of Diener. Like, okay, yeah, I can see that.
It's a
So
good movie.
sorry. What was the question again?
Who is?
It was just
Where are we?
Fubar specifically.
Most
Did you
fun, least
watch
fun?
the yeah, you fucked that one up already. We're not doing that one again. Did you watch the Netflix Arnold Schwarzenegger series Fubar that came out last year?
I watched like 2/3 of it, and
It's
then
not great, but
yeah,
it was
I was like,
okay.
I was having a couple beers with my buddy, and like we watched the first, like this is awesome, having a couple Chardonnays and watching some ridiculous over the top stuff, but then yeah, like kind of like lost its luster a little bit.
Yeah, I think I got. Yeah, about 2/3. Yeah, it definitely was not his highest moment.
Yeah.
Right. So, Keith, what else you got here, buddy? I'm struggling to breathe.
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
fucking dying right now, man.
So I
And I
see you're
feel
doing a
so
lot of.
bad because I'm like my friend Matt. Like I want to be so here and present for Matt.
You're good.
And instead I'm just like you
Just heavy breathing on me. Just Dave Tating all
guys,
in my ear.
you like tacos?
Oh my God.
Like
Dan Bell, Dave Tate. What are you? Yeah.
So you had used to be so I see you out there getting some cardio in now. You know, you're embracing
how dare you?
your
I know.
Ryan DeFay out there with posting the most god awful fucking post run selfies and shit. So it looks like you started out as a runner. Is that something? Or you had a knee surgery that caused you to shift? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me
So
your give me your whole lifting history, and I know running and lifting's in there somewhere, and drinking and lifting and all that.
of course. So for about 10 to 15 years, I was running primarily. I was between 165, 175 pounds. And I was
Victim
doing
weight, as
that.
Joey would call it.
What's the
Huh?
victim weight? Yeah, I was under
Victim
200
weight, yep.
pounds. And so I got to, I think, 2012. I'd always gotten hurt, like running up for a marathon, and my training would go to like 75%. Like something would happen, my IT band, my knee, my ankle, something. And I always end up like, all right, I'm not going to do it. And I finally got to 2012. And I said, I'm going to do a marathon. I don't care. Like, I just got to just do one. And I started getting knee pain again. And it's like, all right, screw it. I'm powering through it and finished the marathon. Not a very good time, but ended up having to go to the orthopedic surgeon afterwards, and they ended up having to scope my knee because it kind of felt like it was a torn meniscus, but they actually found I had this thing called a plica in my knee, which is like this excess tissue that you've always kind of had, but it only aggravated me when I ran more than like 35, 40. So
And
I
a
got that
marathon
removed.
is fucking 30. Is that 36 miles?
26.2, but
26.2.
you're generally running a lot more prior to that. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's a couple weeks that peak before the marathon. It's like same thing like strength training, like you're peaking beforehand, then you're kind of relieving some of the stress and try to realize your gains. But there's a couple weeks where you'll be running 35, 40 plus miles, and you're like your long run on a Sunday is a 20-mile run. So those things were just they were killing me, and it's just got to the point like I'm just doing this to help the consequences, and the consequences was knee surgery. So when I was recuperating from that, a buddy of mine who was just reading Start and Strength at the time, he was like, "Hey man, you gotta check out this blue book. Check it out. It's gonna be the thing that's gonna help joint uh, issues that you've basically developed from running for the last 15 years." And sure enough, like I feel a lot better ankle, joint, everything wise than I did when I was running, just not getting beat up all the time, pounding on the pavement. And I've just been running very minimally, just try to do like just a little bit of conditioning so that way I can lift more and transition to doing more strongman. Just doing basic cardio is something I neglected when I did like my first strongman meet, and it just freaking killed me. And I don't want to do that again. So I'm looking at potentially doing another meet and another strongman comp in like December, and I don't want to be having conditioning issues again. So I'm trying to get ahead of the game now.
That's awesome. So you have more of a powerlifting background there for a bit, but now trying to transition more into strongman, or are you gonna do like a little hybrid, like I'm kind of thinking?
Yeah, I don't. We got a really good state chair in Virginia. This guy Saber Schnitzer, and
Yep.
he's like,
Is he still throwing all that money at it? Because I know, like,
it's
he was trying
crazy,
to blow
man.
USAPL up for a second, and then everyone left anyway. Because he
Yeah,
he he basically took like a $50,000 loss hosting that Virginia Nationals, whatever the fuck. But
yeah.
did he even do it to this? Because that was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't think he did it at the same level after that. Because I don't think he realized he literally just lost money.
And he's still doing cash meets, and he's got a big one coming up in the wintertime.
Okay.
And he's not like all the equipment's still there. So like all that video wall stuff, like all the stuff that he bought kind of out of pocket, he's still carting around all of Virginia. In fact, he's trying to still expand it. So he's still the state chair, but he's trying to get other people to run meets now
Hmm.
on top of that, because he's kind of like mainly in the Northern Virginia area and Manassas and Ashburn. He's trying to branch out to other parts of Virginia the last couple of years, but now he's looking for other people to run meets like throughout Virginia, because Virginia is a pretty big state and it's kind of tough to get to some of the other spots. He's still trying to expand and like I feel guilty not doing his powerlifting meets
I
because
feel you.
the
Yeah.
guy cares. Like he's legitimately like a good state chair, and unlike some of these other state chairs that are
Mhm.
out there, and I feel bad for not powerlifting, but at the same time, the last time I took my wife to a powerlifting meet, she was 8 months pregnant with our daughter, and it was on air conditioned gym in July in Virginia, and she's like, I need to get out of here. Like this is too much. And the last couple strongman shows have been like at breweries and things like that. And like everybody's hanging around, having a good time. It's a lot more of a spectator friendly sport to do. So I have a lot more fun doing it. And I know that like my daughter has fun like watching. My wife is still probably indifferent, but she doesn't complain as much at the strongman because there's
Take that
you're
as
at
a
a
win.
brewery. Yeah. So it's a lot easier to go to stuff like that, spend 8 9 hours in a sweaty gym in Manassas for waiting for me to do 9 different lifts
I want
spaced
to do a
throughout the day.
strongman show in a brewery. That sounds fun. Like that
Yeah.
sounds like so much more. Like I mean, I'm lucky. I have a really good strongman. Like guys that put on a couple, 2 or 3 shows a year. But it's like just in their gyms. Like definitely not an event thing. I mean, it's an event to go do it, but it's not like a. They're not. They'd lose money if they fucking rented somewhere. Or if they had to pay 10 grand to rent something for a weekend or something, or even a couple grand, they'd lose money because they're probably
Mm-hmm.
barely breaking even.
I'll keep
It's
you
just
posted. There's one right here on the Canadian side in Niagara Falls. Right pre-COVID, they were doing them all the time, so I'll see if they do them anymore. But it was strongman at a brewery, and yeah, it's probably an hour from me and 2 hours from you.
yeah. We'll get Big Matt to come up and do it. Just about 8 hour drive. It'll be all right.
Just an 8 hour drive for Matt.
It's nothing. Nothing.
So
He
being
can fucking run
somebody,
that.
here's a fun thing. I don't know if I ever pointed this out on the podcast. I live, I'm doxing myself a bit here, near one of the warplane heritage museums, one of the biggest in Canada. And it's really funny to me that I probably live, I have the luxury of living in one of the only countries and cities in the world when a warplane flies overhead, you get to look up and go, cool, and not go diving for your life. Um, but as a result of that, I cannot fly drones
Hmm.
because I live too close to the airport. So, how does one become a licensed drone pilot?
So as I like to frequently point out to my wife,
My wife.
as far as the FAA is concerned, I am a card carrying licensed pilot. I
Mhm.
had to go for a pilot's exam and everything in order to get my Part 107 license so I could fly a drone. Now, that being said, the airspace around DC is one of the most restrictive in the entire United States.
Yep.
So, inside of the DC area, you have what's called the flight restricted zone that's 15 miles nautical miles radius from Reagan National Airport in Arlington. You almost can't fly in there for recreational flights. And then from 15 to 30 out, it's called the special zone where you can basically say to the FAA, like, hey, I want to fly like this period, this time, this altitude, and all that stuff. And you have to put a flight plan in. And it's kind of a pain, but you can kind of do it. But you have to go out to basically 30 nautical miles away from Reagan if you want to fly kind of like unrestricted, which is really cool because out in Percival, which is about 30 miles from Reagan, is not only one of the best barbecue areas in restaurants in the area, but it's also home to one of my favorite breweries, which is Age Right Theory. And so it's like, oh no, I guess we're gonna have to go out to this place that has really good food and really good beer and fly drones. And oh no, we're here.
Life is hard, honey. I really got to go fly these drones to get my hours, so
Yeah,
that I can become a lieutenant pilot. And yeah, there's a brewery right there too. I know it's so hard to do. I just thought that was really fun. Speaking of barbecue, is dinner ever going to be done?
never, never ever. I actually just bought a 17-pound brisket from Costco today, sitting in the fridge right now. I am going to trim it up tomorrow. I'm gonna have some folks over on Sunday. Hopefully everybody's going to have some delicious brisket and some hamburgers from all the trimmings from the brisket that are not actually going to be part of it. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll be ready by the time everybody gets here on Sunday, but we'll see. I got to start cooking on Saturday, basically do the entire cook for, the whole day because it's a big piece of meat. And
That's
then
what she
I'm
said.
just, and,
On oh sorry.
and then, yeah, just going to let it sit overnight and rest until everybody gets here, basically.
So on average, how many times when you post you cooking something meat, do you get when's that going to be done? I hope they're hungry in 3 days, kind of thing. Because I
from
know
from
I
from
still
you or
I still
David or Ryan or
fire
yeah.
him out.
Yeah, no, if somebody says something every time. Every time.
Nice. That
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Yeah. No, it
That's
doesn't
good.
die. It's like
No,
David
that's
asking me what episode what show this
what
means
show this
from.
is
Such
Like
from.
that's
every
such a
time.
good bit. It's such a good
Uh,
bit. And then when
that,
people that don't know us respond to us.
Yeah.
that's kind of the worst,
Idiot,
though.
it's from this
Um,
show.
Oh, I love it. I had some guy like 2 weeks later tell me about why I should be watching It's Always Sunny, and I'm just like, this is good. This is good.
the negative, I would say the least fun thing for me about Matt having 26,000 followers is when I make a comment on his post that actually, I won't say go viral, but actually gets a lot of response. I'm getting notified for a fucking month. I've got like 500 likes on some fucking comment, and every fucking time I open Instagram, I've got a new fucking alert, and it's just because some douchebag that I don't know liked to comment on some other douchebag's page that I do know. So it's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? It was so like that's got to be annoying. Like the alerts, like you can't have that
I
many
I,
followers and
I
not
turn it
get.
off.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
turn
Yeah.
don't
the
have any
notifications
visual,
off.
but
Like
like yeah, but still, when you open the app, you got the little fucking the red counter thing that tells you how many different things
yeah.
you have, and it's just like, oh god.
That's actually something that helps me minimize my social media consumption is because I know if I go on Instagram, like I'm gonna have to answer messages and things like that. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I definitely will selectively not open up messages because I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth to like
Yeah.
give you the response that I like. I'm guessing when I know what you this is from because who it's from and like what they're responding to. It's like I've only got 30 seconds when I'm looking at my phone when I'm taking a piss. I can't like deal with. I don't have a paragraph response time.
Hmm.
But
It's
yeah,
not
that
just
would.
reels. It's not just reels being forwarded to you constantly over and over and over and
Wow, I
over
get a
again.
lot of that too.
It's
I
a
get a
lot of that.
Fuck me.
Oh,
I don't even.
here's something that, bro, sorry. Here's something that grinds my fucking knurling. So I
No
love my wife.
way.
I love my wife to death, but she's more of a Facebooker than an Instagrammer. And getting like a reel on Facebook Messenger, then I have to go into a Facebook thread to then fucking respond to. But then I got to go back to Messenger to fucking acknowledge that I saw it. It takes fucking like 90 seconds to watch a fucking 2 second reel and get back to like acknowledging, yes, honey, I saw that. That was funny. And it's annoying because a lot of times they're actually good. It's all cat shit or like some like marriage fucking parody joke thing. But God, I fucking hate getting I don't know, just like just the way Messenger and Facebook fucking works and how long it takes to like actually respond to the person that sent you it. My God, it's so much easier on Instagram.
Yeah. I would think that given that they're the same company, they would have
Yeah, I don't
figured that
understand
out.
why it's so
Like,
fucking
why
hard.
is it so much worse on Facebook? Like, I only use Facebook for Marketplace,
I guess because
and I
Messenger is its own standalone app also.
yeah.
So like that's a thing because yeah, I guess that's probably it because Messenger is its own app, Facebook's its own app, whereas Messenger is integrated into Instagram. So
Hmm.
that's got to be it. But look, it's so frustrating because it's
Yeah.
like it takes me. It's a time suck to like this should just be painless and it's mindless and it's not.
I'm gonna tell Zuck about it. He'll fix it.
Yeah, you got
He's
enough
get.
followers. He'll listen.
I got clout.
Hmm. Every time I see that dude, he looks fucking like closer to 50 every day. Like I swear he's aged so much in the last like,
That's how aging
uh,
works, Keith.
yeah, no, but like
Every day you're
I
older.
feel like I look the fucking same. Like him and we're about the same age, I feel, and I
And
don't
Joey
know.
looks like he's about to die.
Yeah,
He's aged so
Uh
much in the last hour.
it's
oh
because he
yeah.
fucking cut 7 inches off his beard.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I took off a squirrel's worth of beard. Yeah, it's a lot.
Because they're calling you Big Tanner.
Actually, I look more like Tyler now.
You
Yeah,
do actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
6 feet
I was
five
gonna say
inches
I was
tall.
gonna say a
Yeah.
foot shorter and 100 pounds.
Yeah,
Because
and a lot.
What
Tyler's
are your
like
thoughts
six
on
six, three
ketchup?
hundred.
Oh, trash condiment.
Agreed.
All right. So on the way to Costco, how far away was Home Depot?
Home Depot's the other direction, bud. I gotta stay away from Home Depot this week. I got too many other things going on. I can't be tempted into starting a new project. Be what I end up doing. I already told the wife I'd power wash part of the house while I'm cooking the brisket. So I got
What do
I
you
got. Sorry, go ahead.
what do you have more into? Gym equipment or carpentry tools?
Uh, Probably gym stuff because I think
Yeah,
like the carpentry stuff, it's home improvement stuff. Like you just slowly accumulate it all the time, so
yeah.
maybe it's deceptive. Like I've still got the same circular saw that I had like 20 years ago,
Same.
and it
Yeah, I
still
got.
works. So like, you don't buy it. I'm not like, oh, this is this new bar that has slightly different knurling. Like, I'm not gonna buy a new circular saw. This one still works.
Is your workshop area slash like tool storage still on the back side of the she shed, or is it somewhere else?
Yeah, it's that kind of same area. I got some stuff down here in the basement with me, but yeah, most of the part, all the stuff's in there, which kind of sucks when you walk back and forth between the house and trying to
Mhm.
get tools and things like that. But it's better that it's out there than in the basement.
Yeah. Do you regret not making the shed a little bit bigger at this point now that you've like so
S-
far deep into like I could get more equipment, I could do more stuff, especially now doing strongman where you actually need more space for strongman than you would powerlift?
So the reason that my shed is about 264 square feet is because if you make a dwelling detached outside structure in my county of 265 square feet or greater, it requires a permit.
Ah,
And
that's
I
smart
said, I'm
man.
not doing that. And I called the county. I was like, hey, I'm pouring a pad and I'm building a detached structure that's this square foot. Like, I don't need a permit for it, right? Like, nope, that's what it says in the county laws. Like, great, that's what I'm doing. So that's why it's the size that it is. And there's actually that wall there that goes to another part of the shed that has another door that's got like all my garden stuff. And I've
God.
tried to tempt the wife and like, hey, maybe I can get like one of those crappy little Home Depot sheds and put that in the other part of the yard and put all my garden and stuff in there, and I can knock down that wall and just make the shed like another 6 feet bigger.
That'd be
But
dope. Not
it's
happening.
it's gonna be a lot of work because like there's already electrical in that wall and
Mm.
insulation and everything else. Like it'd be a pain. And I think
Six feet.
there's
So it'd be the full like 6 by like 10 or something additional or
so I think it's like 24 by 10 and a half is the actual footprint or whatever 264 square feet works out to, and then like 6 feet of that is garden. But I think I don't know if she's probably listening right now. So I think she's on the other side of the wall
and that
listening.
would be
But I'm gonna try to do like some outdoor Atlas stone stuff and maybe
oh
make
dope.
like a pressure treated the little just like a 48-inch thing so I could just try to do the Atlas stone stuff outside and just leave the stones outside and who cares? They're stones. So
No, I mean, they can't be any worse shape than fucking Tanner's 200 and 240 stone from Lift Hard.
dude, that I don't know if you
Did your
guys
guys
remember me.
what was yours like gravel and falling apart because
Did
ours
you
was.
see what I was doing in between my reps? Like I was trying to get all the dust off the floor because like it was just like every time like and I was taking my foot and just trying to scrape it all off. And then Scott Dodds had put an absurd amount of tacky on the back sides of his gauntlets. And I was like, oh, that's way too much tacky. And then I realized, like, after 3 reps, like, my tacky is full of dust and rocks. Like, I really wish I had more tacky right now. And yeah, because it's like pieces were coming off everywhere and the dust was going all over the place. So, lesson
Like,
learned, because that's one of the events coming up in December for this event I'm looking at. And like, I'm going to tacky the crap out of my arms in that case.
so yeah, you don't want to have brand new stones like they did at was it world's strongest man on earth, whatever the fuck Brian's is, and
Mm-hmm.
that's something we could talk about briefly too. Did anyone see how much like Brian's basically just saying all the strongmen suck and they should have thanked him more and they didn't like respond to him when they like told him what the money was and they're bitching about the events and it's their fault. And I didn't actually watch the whole video, but I like kind of browsed through the comments and like that's what I assumed was happening, but I didn't. I don't know if you had caught that
I
video.
when Hatton was talking about like the whole thing with like Hooper's depth with the squat and
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, like I actually like okay, I understand like you went into this event like move from point A to point B and like however you accomplish it, like that's gamesmanship is one of the parts of the event. Like how can you do this better than the other guys can? And like if you figured out a way to do it easier, then all the more power to you as long as you do it within the rules. So I think Brian's doing a very good job, and I can't wait to see what this whole event is going to look like in a couple of years with the amount of money and time and effort he's putting into it. Like, I understand everybody's going to be frustrated with meet directors and everything like that, but like, I think Brian's doing the best he can. I think he's constantly trying to improve it, and he's not like World's Strongest Man was like, screw it, we're making a TV show out of this, and they don't seem to necessarily care as much about the athletes, or at least maybe people aren't vocalizing as much because they don't want to offend the people running the World's Strongest Man. But I think, given the fact that people feel a lot more comfortable to talk about it, like that's good for this event where Brian's also seems like he's very receptive
Hmm.
to taking comments from people and maybe moving forward. But like, I've racking my brain, like, how do you make the squat equivalent for strongman. Like unless you get 3 powerlifting certified judges there, like yeah, I can see your hip crease right there. Like
Yeah.
it's tough, man. That's one of the reasons why you don't see it all that often.
Yeah, there's not a lot of squats and definitely not back squats. I don't know. It'd be cool to
Yeah.
see like so did someone mentioned something about like like a super heavy front squat and I can't remember what something I saw on Discord that was talking about a really heavy front squat. Maybe it was like a powerlifting alternative or something and that was the way they put it. I was like, fuck, that would suck.
Yeah.
But here I go. I'm just rambling. I don't remember what the fuck I was actually talking about in that. So are you still making any of your own beer or was that a hobby for a younger Matt?
That was another very time consuming hobby that I used to have, that when I didn't have a kid and I was living on my own, it was a lot easier for me to take 8 hours in the day and just sit and like watch this whole process go through. And it's super fun. And when I was started it, I was living in part of Washington State in Yakima Valley, which makes about 3/4 of the hops that were used domestically in the United States at that point. You get Washington apples. There's a reason that things are grown in that part of Washington, because the soil is very fertile. It's got a lot of stuff. There's volcanic eruptions, so there's a lot of minerals, a lot of good things in that soil, and everything grows really well. And even when I was living in Eastern Washington State, like wine was blowing up big because they realized they could grow grapes there too, and ended up making a lot of wineries there as well. So when I was there, it was great. I had a good time making my own beer, but at the same time, there were so many breweries in the area. I was like, I kind of want to drink everybody else's beer too. I don't want to necessarily make 5.5 gallons of my own beer that I got to drink before I can make another one. So I've been kicking around the idea of doing like 1 gallon batches and things like that, just to like kind of have my own. But then again, it's another hobby that I would have to justify spending time and money on, and
Feel
I've
that.
got too many as it is.
Well, speaking of consuming 5.5 gallons of beer, did you have fun at Lift Hard Live Easy? Year one versus year two. Any things you want to see Tanner and Tommy try to implement for year three?
I don't know, man. Like it, I think year two was so much better than year one, but talking to Jake and seeing some of the things that Jake and Dave were talking about for how they may want to do powerlifting and strongman next year, with like they're talking about how to
More
set up
side
the
by side,
equipment,
yeah.
yeah, more side by
You
side,
have
and
it ready to go.
like that would be pretty cool, and it would take people wouldn't be there as long. But I think like overall, like Jake did a great job. Dave obviously does a great job with powerlifting meets. Like I can't see them necessarily anything what they're doing. If they're going to start incorporating Highland games and Olympic weightlifting and
I don't
doing a
think they can add
5K
too much
road
to it.
race
Yeah,
and all this other stuff, and we always joke about it. But no, man, it was a pretty good format. Saturday was a great time.
yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think just all in all, it's been a blast. So I'll keep. I mean, do you foresee yourself going as long as they still have it? I think that's one of their fears is like everyone goes once, everyone goes twice, and then it's like, all right, are you going to skip a couple years and then try hitting year five? But if everyone does that, and then I mean, I don't see attendance dropping. I mean, you would think the way it's been working with crew, it's kind of like every year we lose 20, 30, 40 crew and gain 20, 30, 40 crew, whatever it is. Like the numbers kind of seem to be like supporting members, not crew coming to lift hard, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
supporting members in general. So I kind of feel like we're replenishing, it's kind of what is it, like an octopus? Like you lose a limb and then you grow another one back. It's like I think we've always been at that 400-ish members.
Well, I'm looking at the Discord right now. There's
Where are we at?
51 online, 428 offline, so it's like almost at 500 now.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
So I mean, numbers are still going up. Like
Good, good, good,
I
good.
I don't understand. As long as I can get the time off from work, and I think the missus just kind of expects me to want to go to South Dakota next year around the same time. So
Yeah,
uh,
it's definitely a hard no, not a hard sell, but it's like, all right, that's gonna be like that's like a couple grand every year that I gotta have, and that's like
mhm.
I'm still debating on like is Monday is it worth leaving Monday? Everyone bitches about like people that leave on Sunday, but like man, that's a whole extra day that like I don't know. I guess my biggest regret really is just like not being able to just get super shitty at the zoo and be there till like fucking 2 in the morning. Like I haven't got a chance to experience that because like I went with my wife 2 years ago, and I went with fucking Jeff and Chris, and we all had to leave at like fucking like 5:30 in the morning on Sunday. So it's like they're like, yeah, it's 11. Let's get the fuck out of here. So I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to just be like, oh, no, I'm gonna stay out all night. But I don't know if that's worth an entire getting home an entire extra day and an extra day of vacation and all that.
Well, I think and you, me, and Damager experienced this the first year of getting on that early 6 a.m., 6:30
Oh yeah, that
flight.
was brutal.
That was like, oh, hey, we got to leave the zoo. It's 11. We got to go back and try to get a couple hours of sleep so we can get on our plane tomorrow. Whereas year two, I got on that 4:30 flight and like, that was nice. Delta Airlines being what it was at the time was a whole other thing. At least I didn't get what Sam got and got home several days later. But
Sounded miserable.
I think pending any major disruptions to air traffic in the United States, I think it should be hopefully a little smoother next year. But yeah, as long as I can like leave later in the Sunday afternoon, I think that's fine. I originally planned on staying until Monday this year until I was able to like get that 4:30 flight. But yeah, I can understand people staying the extra day. But like you said, you get there Thursday and you get back Friday, you get back Monday, like that's almost a full week of
Yeah.
you being out of work and everything like that. So yeah, it's tough for some people to swing. I think the thing that helped me out was I got like a Marriott credit card for like the last couple of years, and I
Hmm.
don't pay for hotel rooms anymore because all my points and
Mhm.
everything like it goes towards that. So yeah, the flight kind of sucks, but I got hotel rooms that I don't have to worry about when I get there. And as much as Joey hated our hotel accommodations that we had in Aberdeen, like
Yeah. Fucking
uh,
Joey, like the best hotel in Aberdeen, and this guy is giving him shit. The flights, I'm
Wasn't
definitely gonna
just
book.
me.
I know. I'm definitely booking my
and
flight earlier this year because like I don't know what happened. Like because like Chris and I were trying to coordinate so we could get seats next to each other and shit, and like do pay each other back and all that or whatever the fuck. But like you know. I think my wife was giving me a hard time because she said by the time we booked, I still think we booked like 3 months out. But she said like when she was looking 5 6 months out, flights were like $400 or $500, and when we booked, they were like $700 $800, whatever.
yeah,
So I think I'm gonna like as soon as the dates are set, like, and as soon as but then again, like the flights fucking changed 3 times anyway, so it's like I don't know. There's no really perfect answer because whatever you book, fucking 6 months out isn't gonna be your actual flight. So
Right.
they
yeah.
kind of
I
fuck
took
you no
this.
matter.
I took the scans approach and just stopped opening the emails. And I was like, when I get up the morning to go, I'll know where I gotta go.
Ugh.
No, apologies for that, guys.
You were gone?
I was gone. I was gone. So I'd like to do. I actually have two Mount Rushmores
Yeah.
All
that I
right.
really want to hear the answers to, and I don't normally do two, but I think it's time for me to jump into a Mount Rushmore.
I figured
Otherwise,
you'd do
I'm
a Mount Rushmore. That's why I made a nice FMK for myself.
yeah, I'm gonna collapse here if I don't. So I have two. The first one I want to know is your Mount Rushmore, which you know what the Mount Rushmore is, right?
Yep.
You pick your four things that you would carve into a mountain and destroy a beautiful mountain with. Um, Bender quotes.
Bender quotes. Oh man. Do you want to say "bite my shiny metal ass" because that was his number one on his top 10 most used phrases?
Yep.
That's got to be up there. Um, God, where do I start? Other than that, there's just too many, man. I need more time to think about this. Even like this last season, the last couple episodes they just started doing, like he had one where he goes and meets his family in Mexico. He's like, "You're a booze bag too?" Like, all right. That could be up there. I mean, it's still recent, but that could be up there. Um, my fuel cells are, fueled by alcohol. Like, oh, what are the cigars for? Oh, they make me look cool. It's like one of the first episodes. That was a good one too. Um, um, his booze, unlabeled booze, wide mouth too. God, there's so many good. I don't know, man. I can't even. We might have to bring me back for another episode to have my actual Bender quotes. But God, there's just
Episode
so many.
420.
Yeah, dude, I'll be there in a couple years.
I will be.
Yeah,
It'll
I
be eight
definitely would
years from.
put um I'll get my own shuttle with hookers and
Oh,
blackjack.
blackjack and hookers, damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yep,
In fact, forget those shuttle.
yep,
I'm sick of this room and everyone in it is probably one of my favorites that I've repeated several times.
yep.
Yeah, there's a ton. I knew I'd get you with that one.
Oh man. Or even like just not even Bender, but like Farnsworth. Like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yep.
Just the same thing. I'm sick of this room and everybody in it. Just like, oh, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Leela describing Bender as having an in-your-face interface.
Yeah.
That one always comes to my mind. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna do is a bit performative. So if you don't feel like doing them, that's fine. But I'm gonna put it up there. The top 4 impressions that you can do.
I think Arnold's kind of the easy one because everybody that ever lifted a weight in the gym could do Arnold, and of course everybody that loves to do Arnold, they do the same Arnold. They do early 20s Arnold, and he has a ridiculous accent, and of course he talks like this. He doesn't talk like the cultured governor of California. He doesn't talk like that. So like, but everybody can do Arnold, right?
Everybody does the Will Sasso Arnold. Yeah, yeah.
He's Hercules in New York, just like early Arnold. They're just doing the most ridiculous one. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my glasses on for this one that I brought here. You listen on the podcast, you probably can't see me, but for those listening on the video scope, you can see I got the Macho Man Randy Savage glasses on. That's a good one. That when I made that video, I got a surprisingly large amount of views for that one. And one of the guys that actually like professionally cosplays Macho Man, he reached out and he's like, dude, this is awesome. I love it. So we talked a little about that, and he actually started like lifting afterwards. Like shortly, I was like, dude, I got to get in the gym more. Like, we got any tips? So like, we were talking about gym stuff for a while.
That's awesome.
So
how could he be a Macho Man impersonator and not already lit? Like Macho Man's fucking was yoked. Was he just?
I mean, people aren't doing the kind of subs. Most people aren't doing the kind of substances that everybody was doing in wrestling in the 80s. Also, other maybe not necessarily performative enhancing substance that Macho Man may have been on, but
nothing means nothing.
Yeah. Was it his blood system, his cocaine system once test positive for blood? It's ridiculous.
That's 2.
That's 2. God. I could do Meat Rod from Aqua Hunger Force. That's probably a really good one for me to do because I could do Meat Rod. Yeah, I could do that pretty. He's the only one from the show. For some reason, I can't do a whole lot from Aqua, but he's the only one. Solid Snake's good. You guys were playing Metal Gear Solid?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Metal Gear. It's David Hayter did a fantastic job with all of the Solid Snake stuff. That's a pretty easy one to do. Like, yeah, I don't have anything that's like super obscure. Just kind of like same thing that like Will Sasso does, and like Dan Soder does. Like, just all the kind of same stereotypical voices that everybody else can do. But Dan Soder definitely has the best match. He's fantastic with it.
It was a fun turn of events there. I went to cough into the handkerchief and instead threw the handkerchief onto the microphone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
My brain is here. All right.
You know the FMK there, Big Matt. You familiar with FMK? Little fuck, marry, kill.
Sure
don't need to do the rules on that one.
What was the PC term for it?
I'm not sure.
I think it was slap, tickle, pickle or something. I've got to remember. I think it was Ashley, right?
It's so much more vulgar. So FMK. Big Matt specific question here. Watches, barbecue, memes. FMK watches, barbecue, meme.
If I killed memes, it would make my life so much. Wouldn't have to spend nearly as much time making memes. But I do like them every once in a while, and they've always been there for me. So I'm probably gonna have to. I hate to make the connection between meat and effing, but I think that's gonna have to go. And then, as much as I like my newfangled watch hobby, that would probably have to be the one to go because I'm wearing a G-Shock right now. You can't see it, but I'm not wearing a nice watch right now. I'm just wearing a G-Shock that I like. I could probably wear this G-Shock for the rest of my life. In fact, until I got into watches, it was kind of the stereotypical G-Shock type stuff. So probably have to let that one go if I had with the choice of that and memes and barbecue. So
all right. One more here for you. So FMK, Bender, Archer, Pickle Rick.
Rick Sanchez in general, or just Pickle Rick?
I'm gonna change it to I don't know who submitted Pickle Rick, but I'm gonna go with Rick Sanchez. So Bender, Archer, Rick Sanchez.
Again, Bender's been around since 1999. He's the mainstay. He's gonna get married. I don't know if this was in there, but I usually watch an episode of some cartoon before I go to sleep every night for the last God, almost 20 years now, and 80% of it has been Futurama. So that's probably gonna have to be up there. Um, so Archer and Rick. Rick's an awful person.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's not a good dude. Like he's funny, but the universe would probably be better off without him.
Which universe?
Ah,
Everyone that he's
C1
in.
C137, obviously. That's the home universe, but yeah, the various Ricks. Universe would probably be better off without Rick, so we're gonna have to kill Rick. And Archer, his hair is his third best feature, but he's still just a sexy man. Like who doesn't want to be Sterling Archer other than, the crippling alcohol doesn't want to be Archer, right?
And
So
that one finally just ended. I think I watched the series finale. Like I think it might have ended a while ago, but I
yeah,
just watched the last season, and I was like, oh, because the mom had died, so it was kind
Jessica
of
Walter
weird how
died.
they
Yeah.
yeah how they kind of handled that and navigated that last season. I want to do a quick Mount Rushmore too, since okay, so you had mentioned you watch cartoons every night, so I want to hear the top four animated series. Um,
So Futurama would have to be up there again. The other 10%, maybe 20% is
big math,
between like
big fucking math over here. Jesus
yeah.
Christ, can't fucking add 80 and fucking 20 together.
I forget what I said. I'm sorry, guys. So the other ones goes, I said before, Rocketine, Hunger Force,
Never seen it.
Rick and Morty. Oh, it's as somebody who doesn't do drugs, it's an oddity that I actually watch that show.
Same. Same.
It's a I remember growing up, I'm like, it's like, yeah, I love this show. Like, oh, you want to go smoke later? Like, I don't smoke. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you watch Rocketine, Hunger Force, but you don't do drugs? Like, yeah, sorry, man. Um,
Takes a certain level of being fucked up to watch Aqua Teen
yeah.
Hunger Force sober.
Or you're just mentally
Yeah.
messed up like I am, and yeah, it's still pretty funny. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and throw GI Joe animated series in there from like the 80s and 90s.
Was a good one.
Watched a lot of that growing up. Like tough to kind of choose between that and Transformers. Both had great full length animated features that had awesome soundtracks to them. The Transformers movie has got one of the best like soundtracks to it, and I actually got my daughter to watch the movie a couple months ago, and so every time I'm like dropping her off in daycare in the morning, she's like, "Daddy, let's listen to the Transformers soundtrack." Like, yeah, all right, let's listen to the Transformers soundtrack. And so I get some of that, get some enjoyability out of that as well. But yeah, I think GI Joe's still gonna have to beat him out.
Was that 3 or 4?
I think that's four because I had Futurama, Octoon Hunger Force, Rick and Morty, and then the
No, yeah,
GI
okay,
Joe.
yeah. You kind of glossed
Yeah,
over Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I missed
yeah.
the Rick and Morty one. Nice.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
best thing from Rick and Morty is, of course, the first episode of the Interstellar Cable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's
How
just
did she get up there?
well, that was the second episode. The first one had the personal space,
Oh yeah.
and I love that. I say that all the time. Let's
Yeah.
get stepping on up into getting out of my personal space.
So
Um,
the first
but
episode of that, my buddy, actually the same guy that turned me on to Star and Strength, my buddy Vin, he was like, "Hey man, you got to watch this cartoon." It was like when the first season was out. It's like it's awesome. And my wife and I had just gotten into a great argument, and she was like, "I want to talk to you." And we were living in a small apartment, so all the things she could do was sit on the couch next to me, like, "I'm gonna watch this TV show." Like, fine, watch it. I don't care. And like very not happy with one another. And then it was watching that first episode of Rick and Morty, and when Rick is like, "Morty, they're not people. Like you can't think of them as like people," and he's like shooting the bugs, and one of them goes down. Is like, "Somebody tell Glenn's family that he's gonna die." My wife, I just hear in the silent, like she's trying to not to laugh because she's still trying to be mad at me, but she
yeah,
can't because this show is so damn funny that she can't help but laugh.
yeah,
And she's like, "All right, yeah, we got to watch this." But that was actually, so we ended up naming one of my dogs Rick as well.
that's the spirit.
And we were gonna do my second beagle that we got. I was either gonna call him Bender or something like that, and so it's like, Bender's kind of weird, so we ended up just calling him Fry. And so
Yeah.
we've got Rick and Fry for our two dogs.
Nice. You had mentioned, being in that little apartment with your wife and kind of having a little tiff. Was that because she wouldn't let you be the little spoon that you like to be?
Oh my god.
I did have to go back to confirm the notes that it was her that submitted that, because the way we do the notes, everyone can submit it and then I copy and paste it all and it just puts everything in the doc for us, but it doesn't specify who said what unless I go back to the
Yeah,
initial list. So before I slipped that tidbit in, I had to make sure it wasn't from a frat buddy. But yeah, no, the wife did submit that you like being a little spoon. So
that is not true.
no, well, it is gonna be forever known as
Uh,
factual information, heard here first on Unpaid and Underrated
Everybody
Podcast.
likes being the little spoon. Calm
no,
down.
nope,
I
nope,
never said anything wrong with it. I'm
nope.
just
I am the big spoon. I am the biggest spoon. Damn it.
Yeah, I'll be such a
Mhm.
big fucking spoon.
I'm a teddy bear, guys. That's all I am.
Agreed, actually. After spending a weekend with you, agreed.
Did you get the air conditioner fixed yet, buddy?
Oh my God. My air conditioner breaks at the worst freaking possible time. The last time it broke was again the same time my wife was at that powerlifting meet. She was 8 months pregnant, and I had to go work at the beginning of July. Like, hey babe, sorry, air conditioner's dead. It's like you're gonna have to stay in the basement where it's relatively cool. She's like, no, you're gonna go to Home Depot and get me a window unit before you leave. Like, I gotta go to
Mhm.
work. It's like, no, you're gonna go to Home Depot right now and get me a window unit. Like, okay.
Yep.
So
All right.
but
Agreed.
thankfully the most recent fix was pretty easy and saved an ungodly amount of money from having an technician come at the last minute to come diagnose it. So I'm still riding that wave of how much money I saved the family by being able to do basic electronic diagnosis and figure out what the problem was. So she owes me a lot for that.
So maybe she'll let you be, your preferred spoon then, I guess.
Of course. Yeah.
Play that
uh,
card every night.
Indeed. Anything else you seeing in here we want to hit before we go a little unpaid or underrated?
No, I wish I could do a little more riffing on a lot of things.
Lifar
But
Live Easy 3. We'll do it then.
yeah,
That works.
yeah, that will be more of a menace. Make more silly videos. That Ginger's video,
It
I've
was good.
like, I think I kind of came up with the idea, and I was just you said something about slapping the roof of the car, and you
Mhm.
made a joke, and then I was like, no, you got to say you can fit so many fucking Gingers
Yeah.
in here,
Yeah.
and then it just expanded, and it was like me and Matt, and I think Jen, like, okay, how do we actually do this? And then it turned out that
And
was a good video.
I'm pissed off because uh Damager gave me the rest of the video of you guys like walking in and me awkwardly being in the background, like trying not to be in the shot, but failing miserably. And I told him I was gonna make an updated video with that in addition to the original one I posted, but I never did. So now I feel like an ass.
Never too late, buddy.
All right, I'll work on that later after this.
Yeah, screw going to bed.
All right, so we have this game we like to play, a little unpaid or underrated. So, we got several special handpicked topics just for you, Big Matt. Unpaid or underrated. So obviously unpaid, not so great. Underrated, pretty awesome. So we're gonna hit you off with a few here. Let's go unpaid or underrated. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito's underrated. I know there are other much more popular powerlifters out there who share the same sentiment as I do. So I know I'm in the right here. But just between not even just like his character and It's Always Sunny, but like he was fantastic in Twins. Like him and Arl just did
Twins
such a
was
good
good.
job. And it shouldn't have worked, but it did. He was great in Batman. Like he just did such a great job. And then the fact that they just like, hey, we're gonna write you in as this character, and It's Always Sunny, and he's my favorite character on the show. He's absolutely fantastic. The episode from his point of view called Being Frank, where it just goes through like his stereotypical day, is absolutely hilarious. And I could watch that episode again and again. He's completely underrated.
I forgot he was. I mean, I didn't forget, but like, yeah, I forgot he was Penguin, and he was that was like almost terror because I would have been like, I don't know, 8, 9, something like that. I was a
It was
kid when I
yeah,
watched that.
terrifying.
It was
Yeah.
not. It wasn't like the fucking cheesy. I mean, it was still a cheesy Batman movie, but like that was very fucking like disturbing to see as a kid
Yeah.
because you're like, is
Yeah.
this makeup or is does this motherfucker look like this?
Or like Christopher
Uh,
Walken getting electrocuted at the end, like as a small child, like, oh my God, like this is not the animated series of Batman that I grew up watching. Like, what's going on, Tim Burton?
all right, unpaid or underrated James Bond.
Golly.
There's so many, so I mean, just use your druthers, answer whatever you want, take it however you want. There's been some bad ones. There's been some good ones. There's
So even like Timothy Dalton should have had a much better shot at it. Like I love both of his movies. They were the most violent ones at the time because the studio was trying to take Bond in a different direction, and I think he got the short end of the stick. But he did an absolutely fantastic job, and like seeing him and like Shaun of the Dead, not Shaun of the Dead. What's the other Simon Pegg movie that he was in where he's the evil guy?
oh fuck, the one with the town. Fuck.
Yeah, for the
The
greater
end.
good. What's
Oh,
that?
No, it's like there was the fucking like
Hot
everyone was
Fuzz.
a
Hot Fuzz.
yeah.
Like he was just so good in Hot Fuzz, and like, oh man, you watch that, like, oh, he could have been such a good Bond for a while, and then like it went over to Pierce Brosnan. He had such a good start, and like it did not end well. He made possibly some of the worst Bond, like Goldeneye is one of my favorite Bond movies, and he made some of the worst Bond movies at the end of it with Diana, with the one with the Madonna soundtrack on it. Like it was awful, but Daniel Craig's been great. He did a whole slew of good movies.
Is he
Connery's
done, or does he have any
iconic.
left?
Yeah,
Is
he's
there
done.
okay?
Yeah,
Because
they.
those kind of
I
went
don't.
off the rail the last couple. It was just like I don't know. They've got I don't know. Sorry, it's your topic.
No, no, yeah.
They
Feel free
just
to
I
chime
don't
in.
know. Like I didn't. There was one that I think we had downloaded, and like it took me like 3 years to get back to it, just because it seemed like it had like it was like a 20-minute intro of like the same scene. I was like, okay, this is cool and all, but like I don't know. But I don't know when they killed off the one lady and shit. Spoiler. Uh, I don't
He's
know.
great with movie reviews, guys.
I didn't think it was. Yeah, fuck you guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
you're really
unpaid
nailing
rent.
this.
Fuck off.
I think it's still
You said
underrated.
like
Yeah,
underrated. Good deal.
I think there's still a lot of promise. I'm interested to see who the next Bond's going to
I
be
was
because they
so if
definitely
you
went toward more like when Jason Bourne movies started coming out. Like, all right, we got to do more of this. Like,
Yeah,
this is from what Pierce Brosnan was doing at the end of his time as Bond. Like, they made a pretty dramatic shift to um when Daniel Craig went in. Like, they made some of the best Bond movies. Like,
I
Casino
agree.
Royale was fantastic. It was just such a good
Skyfall
movie.
was incredible.
Yep.
are they in talk? So like is the new one in works already, or are they going to give it a few years before they try to pick it
I
back up?
I don't even know if they've made the announcement of who it's going to
Okay.
be, or if
Well,
it's
yeah, no,
even
I
going
know
to
they haven't.
be like a
Yeah.
male role, or if they're going to transition to somebody else. Like I don't know, but I mean, I still like every once in a while, like I'm going to go back and watch one of the Connery movies. Like maybe it doesn't hold. Like it's different times, different culture, all that aside, but like it's still got some fantastic movies, and Jane Seymour is still my top all-time Bond girl.
Oh,
She's oh man, she was fantastic.
So which is the Timothy Dalton ones? Honestly, because that was like early '80s. I don't think I've actually seen those. So they're on my. Like, I know I'll add those to my watch list if you give them high praise. So
Yeah, I
I'll,
definitely check them out. They're again,
okay,
they're more like violent,
yeah,
but
that's fine.
they're still really good Bond movies. Like Benicio del Toro, a very young Benicio del Toro is one of the bad guys, and one of
He'd
them,
have to
like
be, yeah,
he's
because he
awesome.
was. I guess he is pretty. He's like fucking try 65 now. So yeah, he
Yeah,
would be very young. All right. Unpaid or underrated emotions. Well, this was highly submitted under well, basically for you under one of the requested.
unpaid.
feeling things
Uh,
sucks.
yeah, it's awful. It's was it Job from Arrested Development is like, I have a feeling it's not hungry or horny. I'm not sure what it is. It's like he only has those two emotions and that's it. Yeah, definitely unpaid. You should hold your emotions close so that way they can develop into a mental illness later in your life. You should definitely do that.
And then
Don't
you
tell
die.
me, yeah, and then you die. Yeah. Just keep it inside. Be a man.
Yep, it's the Scottish way.
Yep.
I think I'll do one more, and it'll still leave you with a handful,
Do it
Joey.
up.
So this one, I don't know if it was a typo or not. So if it is, we'll skip it. Coffee milk, unpaid or underrated. Is that a thing, or did
Yeah,
someone
that's
not
a
put a
thing.
comma?
They
Yes.
no,
Okay,
they had it on the podcast.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's probably still sitting in Tana's cupboard because he probably never broke into it. No, so coffee milk is the official state drink of Rhode Island. There was a big they're at loggerheads between them and Dell's Lemonade as to what was the official state drink of the round, but autocraft coffee syrup ended up winning out. It's like chocolate milk, but it's coffee flavored instead, and it's loaded with sugar and something that you could drink a bunch of it growing up and it didn't matter, but like It's a lot of high fructose corn syrup, and as someone who's about to turn 40 as well, Keith, I think because you and I are both turning 40 in June next year, right?
Yeah, June
Like
14th,
me, and Eddie
85.
are all gonna turn 40 at the same time. It's like probably have similar.
We're gonna have to like
You know,
start making like masters jokes at that point,
I
not
know
sudden.
this is gonna be
We're gonna be in
awful.
the same. Well, at least Scans will be like an M7 by then, and we'll just
Yeah,
be
yeah,
M1s.
yeah,
That's
man.
funny.
No, it's still it's still underrated. Have it in a couple every once in a while because it's delicious, but it's something you don't necessarily want to
But
make
like
as a
so
cornerstone
like
of your diet.
so like kids are just like you're feeding kids like just coffee flavored milk so they get addicted to coffee later. Like
Exactly.
coffee is
Yeah,
fucking not a great taste. Like I don't know
that's
how
no, it's
who
fantastic.
decided.
And then you got a Dunkin' Donuts in every quarter growing up, so like it's the gateway drug for you to go
Yeah,
and
he's like
spend all your money at Dunkies
15-year
later.
olds drinking like black coffee every morning and shit,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
regular coffee with a bunch of I don't know. All right,
It's good, man.
They get them with the 4x4s up here, and you look at them like, do you even like coffee? Like it's all 4 creams and 4 sugars. Dude,
Yeah.
just don't
that's
don't
what it
drink
was.
coffee anymore. Like
Hmm.
Drink a monster.
at that point, yeah. Actually, side note, I posted it in the Discord and nobody answered. Does anybody here know what Farmer's Cola is?
No, I don't look.
Mm-mm.
So no, I didn't do it during the recording. This is like apparently it's an East Mid East thing.
Farmer's Cola. Is that what you said?
Yeah, where you put like dry roasted peanuts into a bottle of Coca Cola,
Oh yeah,
and
I've heard of that. I think.
yeah,
And then like you still drink it, and then you just
just
eat the
drink it.
nuts at the end. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, is that delicious? Does that sound good? Because apparently
Yeah,
all the
it's
reviews are it's awesome.
probably. I mean, so like just so like diet like a soda and salty nuts taste fucking good. I know that's gonna be a bad sound clip, but like,
Can't wait.
I, I mean, like sweet and savory.
Yeah, that's interesting. I might have to try
Soda,
that.
sweet, nuts are savory.
Goes together like coffee and milk, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Unpaid or underrated ice cream with nuts.
Ugh, unpaid. You want to mess up ice cream, throw some walnuts in it. That's disgusting.
It is.
Why would you want to do that?
Who wants to chew ice cream unless it's bubble gum?
Yeah. Like you have a couple, throw some peanut butter in there, a little bit of chocolate in there. Well, walnuts do not belong in ice cream. I'm sorry, I'll die on that hill. It's disgusting.
Agreed.
Walnuts maybe not, but my wife really likes it's like a chocolate ice cream with just sliced almonds in it, and she'll get
Nope.
that from like Abbott's or something every now and then. Like I'm not saying like that's like a daily thing, but like I've had it before, and like they're such thin slivers. It's almost I don't know. It's just little texture at that point.
Nope.
Nah, disagree.
Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
Uh,
Keith's wrong about.
What the fuck? Fucking that's. I didn't say I liked it. I just said my wife liked nuts in her mouth.
unpaid or underrated domestic beers.
Now, here's the thing. 10, 15 years ago, domestic beers was synonymous with big breweries, whereas in the last 15 years or so, the craft brewery industry in the United States has really blown up. So I think I understand the intent of the question, but a lot of those domestic beers are really good now. Whereas if you could say like, hey, like the big breweries versus little breweries, like I realize I'm wearing a Bud Light parody shirt and that, kind of kills me inside a little bit wearing that. But at the same time, there's so many good beers in the United States that the things that you'd have to go and get like an import for before used to be the Europeans would be like, raising their nose at us. You Americans don't know how to drink beer. And like, we got some of the best beers in the world, not just like my opinion, but objectively rated on all these beer rating websites. Like some of the
Yeah.
best stuff comes from the United States. Like you've got these monks in Belgium that are still cranking out just absolutely world-class beers and everything like that. But I think a lot of it still comes from the United States. And I've been very fortunate to live in some regions of the country in the Pacific Northwest and like in New England where some of the best breweries in the world are located. So it's nice when I go up to Vermont and I can hit a couple of world class breweries within a couple hours. And in fact, that's every time I go up to New England, I go up with a cooler and a bunch of ice packs because all this beer is so cold, and I got to get it back to Virginia. So I got to go to Alchemist, I got to go to Hill Farmstead, I got to go to Lawton's, I got to go to all these places and get a bunch of beers and bring them back down to Virginia because it's worth it, man. They're absolutely.
How many fridges do you have, or do you just like does it just like get skunky and then you drink it again? Or
No,
Or I
you
guess
can't.
is it
No, so I mean, I have like a four paneled fridge, and like the bottom right, you can either do as like the bottom left's a freezer, and the bottom right can either be a freezer again or it can be another fridge. So like, you just set that to the fridge setting, and that's where it's go.
gotcha?
And yeah, I don't need to have a beer fridge in my shed. I've thought about that, but that's
It'd
just
probably be
bad.
dangerous.
That'd be dangerous. Yeah, I'm out by myself with a unfettered access to good beers. No, would not go.
So you went unpaid or underrated on that one.
Sorry,
Yeah,
the
but I think it rode
domestic
the line.
Yeah, he did.
domestic beers nowadays, I would say underrated.
All right. I think I got two more for you. Unpaid or underrated Apple products.
I think I've already expressed my opinion on that.
Yep. On this
They've
podcast or in general?
in general on this podcast, completely unpaid. Their whole marketing strategy relies on FOMO. I, you ask
As opposed to Foo
somebody,
Bar.
what's that?
As opposed to Foo Bar.
Exactly. And like you can't tell me objectively why that product is better than a lot of like the high-end Android devices that have better cameras and better operating systems. If your whole thing is, oh, you have a green text bubble when I text, like I don't care. Like that's an Apple problem, but they decided they're not going to go with the next generation text messaging standard. Like that is something that they created. It's an artificial problem that they did to keep you from keep your nose up at people who don't have Apple products. I don't view that as an advantage, and I don't feel like paying all that extra money to have. I've never bought into the Apple ecosystem. I've never had, Apple, their Drive equivalent. So I've never, I've never gotten that. I won an iPad one time at work, and I gave it right to my wife. Like, I don't want this. You can have it. See you later.
Okay.
I alienated the other half of the audience by saying that. I know, but
It's all right.
I got to die on that hill.
All right. Last and I think but not least is unpaid or underrated. Uh, Drinking with Joey until 1 a.m. The night before weigh-ins.
I would say as long as you can wake up on time to get to weigh-ins and the damagers don't just leave you in the hotel lobby,
You
like
didn't have to weigh
it's
in. Or no, you were over 220.
I still had to technically weigh in. I was nowhere near the 250 limit. I
Yeah.
had plenty of I could eat all day and never still be at 250, but yeah, man, it's definitely underrated. Lift Our Live Easy is there for having a good time and lifting some weights too, but I don't think they necessarily need to stop one another from happening. You should be able to do both and have a good time.
Ooh. Yeah,
That
we went.
sounds miserable.
We ended up going back to the hotel, and then I was like, "I'm going for a walk, man." And then Matt's like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up getting a beer, but I just need to be outside for a minute." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come with you." And sure enough, we ended up at Buffalo Wild Wings drinking
Jesus
beer
Christ.
until 1 in the
Until
morning.
later. Oh, that's when they kicked you out at 1.
No, I think we left on our own volition, but it was getting close.
Well, I just said I don't see Buffalo Wild Wings isn't like a bar, so
Yeah,
like
they're
they're
they're open
they're
till 2 or 3 or something stupid like that.
really.
It's not a
Yeah,
whole lot of options in Aberdeen. I don't know if you know this, but
yeah,
especially in walking distance of the hotel.
yeah. That's why I think the next night before the meet, on the way back to Tanner's, Matt just turns to me. He's like, "I'm not going to Buffalo Wild Wings with you," and I was like, "I'm fucking not going to Buffalo Wild Wings." Like,
And then
uh,
Sunday, where did we go?
yeah. And Saturday in between dinner and yeah, where did we end up? Yeah.
Good.
All right. I think you passed unpaid and underrated.
All right. So you guys are gonna hear this episode?
Yes. Yeah. We'll
No,
we'll
All right,
air this
sweet.
one,
All right.
we didn't.
despite me sounding like trash. Oh boy. All right. Matt, I think it's time to flip the script and finally let you in and ask us some questions.
So Joey is near death, so I only got a couple ones, and I'll try to make them quick. And they're actually kind of tied, so I'm gonna ask both you guys similar questions. Keith,
Yeah, buddy.
are you screwing with us with your movie reviews? And Joey, are you screwing with us with your pronunciations?
I am not. Like, I just have my opinions and I'm sticking to them. I don't know. Like, everyone overanalyzes them and stuff. Well, he likes this movie, but he doesn't like this. Like, he does. A lot of it is also like time and place. Like, I like a lot of movies from like I like stupid shit from when I was in high school. But if that same movie came out today, I probably wouldn't watch it necessarily. So a lot of it is timing. Um, I like if you ask me a specific thing, I don't know. But like, I don't know. I'm honest to my ratings. I've legitimately never fucking like gaslight anybody by like having a fake rating. Like I sincerely think Jack White sucks, and I think like some of the movies I like are great, and some of the movies you guys like suck. Like I don't know. I am who I am, and I won't apologize. Fuck you and everybody listening that doesn't like me.
So what was your problem with Princess Bride?
Oh, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like I also judge things. I judge things a little bit skewed by how everybody else puts them on a pedestal. So I think the discrepancy with that one too is obviously I watched that movie when I was a kid and maybe like once as an adult. But I didn't start rating stuff shit on IMDb until like 2010. So I'm also just like all these ratings are like 35-year-old Keith, whatever, rating movies from 20 years ago. So everything's slightly skewed by probably how old man Keith looks at stuff. So if like 15-year-old Keith rated that, he might have given it like a 6 or a 7, but it definitely isn't more than a 7. Because I don't like parody shit like that. I don't know. Like
It wasn't a
what?
parody. You said it was a mockumentary at some point, didn't you?
Maybe I don't know. It was fucking like it was medievally trying to be funny. Like it was definitely trying to be funny, like stupid
It
funny.
was funny.
I know,
Yeah.
but like,
Andre the Giant was hilarious.
but
No
it was
more
like
rhymes, Fezzik. I mean it.
I don't know.
Anybody want a peanut? Come on, man.
Well, add it to the list of things I need to rewatch and re-rate. Right up there with Basketball and fucking Anchorman.
Basketball for sure.
Yeah.
My pronunciations. So I think that there's a mix of three different things. Sometimes I've only read a word. I've never heard it said. So when I am saying it out loud, I'm saying it how I read it. So that's one thing that sometimes comes up. The other one is sometimes in Canada, we just say things different. And you Americans just seem to think the rest of the world is different. And you guys are right every time. But it's so sometimes, yeah, that's what happens is I say it and you guys are like, that's not how you say that. And it's like, no, literally the rest of the world says it. That's American exceptionalism. You guys need to sort yourselves out. And the third one is sometimes, yes, I am fucking with you for that reason. Is I do the same thing sometimes. It's not very often. Like I'm not going to pretend I'm some comedic genius, but I'm doing the bow rat thing where I will say something to see if you guys catch that it's wrong and then to see your reaction. So sometimes it's one of three every time.
Gotcha.
Usually the first and second one. It's very rare. Like what's the one that Vehicles I definitely said wrong on purpose.
Well, yeah, I think when I know
Yeah.
you're fucking with it,
Yeah.
it is, and it is a lot of kind of
Sorokites. Like there are some
yeah,
of
it
them that I
harkens
fuck
back
with
to
you
the
on
E.
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those ones I definitely am messing with you guys, but like no, a lot of the times I'm just saying them how either I read them or how the rest of the world says them and you guys are wrong.
Mm. You guys didn't land on the moon though, so we're gonna
Yeah.
have to
Yeah, no,
politely
that can't be it.
decline. Yeah,
Am I out
sorry.
of touch? No, it's the children who are out of touch.
That's right. Thanks, Principal Skinner. All right, Joey. I know you're not long for this earth. So why am I getting ads on Instagram for bespoke licorice products?
I don't know.
Are you getting these as well? Because I don't know if
No.
this is anything to do with like you talking about it. Like I've never
He's the only person I've ever
Googled
met that
bespoke.
talks about licorice.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what
Um,
it is, man.
no. So an interesting thing about what people think versus the reality is that your phones are not listening to you. Your phones are actually tapped into a lot more information than you think, and a lot of them are proximity based. So it's not simply that I said the word licorice around you and your phone heard licorice and therefore it gives you licorice. It could be that you used an email to log into that you and I have a shared social media on that has sold the information to each other. And now they're tapping into the proximity that I looked up this thing. So you might want to know about that thing so we can talk about that thing.
Mm,
And that's, I think, the big mistake people think about social media is it would be so much easier if your phones are just listening to you. Whereas in reality, it goes so much deeper with selling your information to companies.
yeah,
So no, it would be that somebody around you in your immediate social circle was looking up something about licorice.
gotcha.
On the other hand, licorice is fucking great.
Agree to disagree. However, moving on to tattoos, I
Uh-huh.
understand. I understand. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Monkey tattoos, where it's at.
Yes.
Given that money is no object and time is no object, what's your ideal tattoo?
Um, Jeez. I would probably cover my arms. Like I would probably have sleeves all the way up my arms to my shoulders down my back. And just shit. Because like Like that's
He
the problem.
called
Is
this shit poop. Sorry.
yeah, I don't think about tattoos that much. Like this monkey tattoo, I was literally just sitting there and she was like, "You want a tattoo?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." Like I'm not doing anything else. So I got a monkey tattoo. I
It's still
don't
is it still itchy? 3 weeks
know.
later.
No, it's feeling a lot better now. But no, I genuinely don't have an answer for that. I've always kind of wanted a Wolverine tattoo, like up my arms, but now my arms are covered, so I can't really do that again. I'd have to undo the ones I have.
Gotcha.
Or the surf and turf across my knuckles. I did get hurt and heel, but I definitely should have got surf and turf as well.
I could go for some steak and
See?
Speaking of food, Keith, we all know about chicken parm, but what's the best thing you've truly ever eaten?
These nuts.
um I can answer that a couple different ways. So the sappy version would be any Jello cake the old lady makes me because she loves me, etc. But or oh man, I got so many ways to answer that. Like the fucking meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans my grandma who's no longer here used to make like that. Like I can feel what that tastes like. I can, but in reality, like my favorite meal, if you could sit it in front of me, of like something I can't really get anymore, was in Morgantown, West Virginia, a restaurant called Boston Beanery. They do a grilled chicken salad, but people listening might, how like it's a basically a Pittsburgh salad. So grilled chicken salad with like huge curly fries on it. Or yeah, curly fries. So fries on a salad and like good ranch, like homemade ranch dressing, not bottled bullshit ranch dressing. So like it basically has like seven things hitting perfectly. It's like a great base house salad to begin with. It's got a awesome like garlic breadstick that comes with it. Very large portion and high quantity of like grilled chicken, like a nice marinated grilled chicken, and then you lather that with like a fucking extra large side of French fries, basically, and then just get like four extra ranch dressings. Like that was my go-to. That salad like was comfortable to me. I moved from like one town to another when I was like 12, and that was like that was like I know it's weird, but like that was like my comfort when I moved to that town because it was like the only thing that I could be like, oh, this is like I basically was trying to like find something good about moving away from all my friends and shit, and like that salad, ironically, was kind of like something that I kind of fixated on, and that was like the only thing I ever ate there for like the 10 years that I lived there before I moved away. Um, and I think I've gone back maybe once or twice, and I think the restaurant might still exist, but it's under new ownership, and like the salad's not the same anymore, so I haven't really had it in like 10, 15 years probably, but I could still like I close my eyes and I could fucking taste. I could eat that entire salad in my head right now and like tell you every single taste and flavor. So yeah, that salad specifically is probably the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Good. Sounds pretty good to me.
No, it's happy.
It's not the chicken parm in Aberdeen.
No,
No,
absolutely
God,
not.
I do like a good chicken parm, but I think I'm not gonna be eating chicken parm for a while. So I don't know if I have to eat. And I think I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna eat chicken. Like I'm gonna make chicken parm my powerlifting thing and not have to fixate it on their strongman. But I don't know if I'm gonna do any more strongman this year. There was a show in October I was toying with because it was a pretty easy event. It was as far as it wasn't like seven different weird crazy events. It was max log, 18-inch deadlift on an axle max, and like a stones from like 170 up until you can't go. So it's like three easy events to train for basically. But it's going to be the Saturday after 2 weeks in a row out of town. And I'm like, fuck that. Like that's not cool. I don't want to be like trying to peak and then being in a hotel for fucking 14 days before that. Doesn't sound something I want to do. So I might not do anything until 2025 at this point.
You're not getting stronger in those last 2 weeks though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm also getting fucking a lot of
There's a gym in the hotel.
there's also just the anxiety of just
There's
uh,
rocks. It's strong, man. There's rocks. There's logs. Go pull your car.
we'll see. We'll see.
I'm saying it
But
like I've done it. I don't fucking know.
you do got to get in this. Like it's so hard. You have to find a because I know you're worried about not being able to like do the entry weight on some of the things, but you just got to find shows that literally like almost every event is like a rising bar or a weight that you can do. The shitty part of that when it's a rising bar is you might have to follow yourself three times if there's not other people in your like strength level because that's gonna be my biggest issue on a lot of these is like if my fucking press is like 40 pounds less than everybody else's, my opener, my second, and my third, or before anybody else takes their fucking opener. I'm like, well, shit. But yeah, that's my favorite meal. Sorry. uh,
Uh,
That's all I got, guys.
in an interesting note there, I realized I put my phone down on the softest thing possible, so I didn't hit the microphone. And that thing was my booger handkerchief.
Oh, that's
So
gross.
totally
God.
washing my phone after this. What a
Big
fucking night.
Big Matt, did you have a dad joke you wanted to hit us with?
Oh man, do I have a dad joke? Well, the one that Joey told, I have a slightly different version. The chicken one,
Yep.
and it's just of, hey, why did the chicken cross the road? And you say, oh no, and you say because, but very
Yep.
similar to what you had. I started doing a thing on my phone where about a year and a half ago, I just started writing down every good joke that I heard. So I've got a pretty extensive joke collection. I'm not sure how much of which I can say on this podcast. I would say, what's the
Hey,
difference between a hippo and a zippo?
I don't know.
One's a little lighter.
That's funny. David, it's funny because it was a play on words.
hey Matt, what kind of trousers does a ghost wear?
What kind?
Just a pair of normal pants. It's paranormal.
Oh, paranormal.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah,
Joey, you
ah,
fucking I can't go one episode without you fucking talking about Ghost, can I?
Yeah.
See what I did there? David, it's funny.
God. I gotta leave soon. I'm writing a book on how not to fall downstairs. It's a step-by-step guide.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a good one right there. Yeah.
I'm sad to see this this long running joke die, man.
We
My
gotta figure out
favorite
something
part
else.
was literally when Joey did it first, like the first couple episodes when he actually did it, and you in Discord were like, sincerely, guys, what do you mean? You'd
Did you
never
call me?
I didn't get a text. What number did you use? And it was like I was like, oh my God, we got him. Like, this is amazing. This is so great. I mean, obviously it was like not, you figured out the Matt Damon effect like within a like hour or whatever, but man, like I can still think of that, like your panicked response kind of like I want to be on. I'm here, guys. When do you need me? And it's just like, yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get to it. Yeah.
I've had several people text me in the last year, like, "Hey man, do you have like legit beef with Keith and Joey? Like, what's going on?"
That's great.
It's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Oh
Find out in
yeah.
like a year.
And then here I am, not at my best. I apologize for that, everybody, but there was no way I was gonna miss it. Like at the last like hour, Keith was like, I can get somebody else. And I was like, the fuck you will.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
I'll
just
show up at 50%.
he always does this to me. He gives me the courtesy of like, man, I'm not feeling great. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to go tonight, kind of. And I'm like, okay, it's like 3 hours out. I can get someone else on. And it's like, no, I'm good. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and like an hour out, it's like, man, I'm so much worse than I just was. I'm like, okay, I can probably still get someone on. I'm like, oh, I'm good. And it's like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, like you know, I can get you. I get it. He's just update. He's doing the courtesy of just updating me that I'll have to,
Yeah, you
help
might have to
kind of
carry a
carry.
little more.
No, and
Yeah.
I get it. It's just my brain instantly goes to, I'm like when I deal with my wife, it's like, do you want me to? How do I solve this problem? When he's just kind of he's just expressing his feelings and how
Yep.
he's feeling
He
at the
just wants
moment.
you to listen. That's all. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I
want you to
know.
solve his
I just
problems.
need to
He
be a
just
little
wants you to
spoon.
listen.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm not good at
A
that.
little spoon.
I put fires out for a living. I don't know. That's just what I do. I gotta learn to listen more.
Why don't you tell them about our new code?
Yeah, so affiliate links. We've got a new one with well, technically it's not affiliate. So you guys get a nice little kickback and Grant has to take a little off the top. So Strength Co apparel specifically, you don't go order a bunch of 45s and wonder why he's not taking your 10% off, but you can go order some cats on shirts and some other Strength Co apparel. Use code unpaid there. Same thing with belt fed, nothing really coming back towards us, but it's just a crew perk, so it helps you guys. So belt fed strength unpaid, and then the ones that will get us that speedboat and potentially help us pay for some apps to make some content down the road will be Obsidian, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, and Home Gym Con. So if you go over to all four of those and get us a little return on our investment, and we'd really appreciate that. And I hate to do it again, but I mean, Big Matt, he just couldn't make it this week, guys. I don't know what the problem was. This fucker just I'm gonna have to take that out of the notes. I'm gonna have to actually, it's gonna take me a while because I have we copy and paste our show notes, and I'm from like a template. I got to actually go through and erase that. It's gonna be sad.
This my camera's inverted, so this thing on my shirt just scared the shit out of me. I thought there was something behind me. So I'm sitting with my hand on my hip and I'm doing like, what is that? Yeah, it was
Your wife
my
scared
own.
the shit out of me like 3 times tonight. She keeps coming in
Well,
bringing you stuff,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
like
it's because I
your
keep texting
background's
her
not
being
blurred
like,
today, and it's like
yeah,
throwing me off.
Well,
'Cause
Big,
I don't-
certainly better. I'm not actually here. This is just AI, like the thing that makes all my memes. I'm not actually here, so you can keep using that joke.
That's why
when
you
I
weren't as
actually
funny
showed
as
up,
you
yeah.
were in
I was
Aberdeen.
waiting for that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was funny. Pushing out all these memes. He's AI.
Mhm.
Oh, that was good. I'm funny sometimes. All right, Matt, where do we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at mostly squat videos, and on the Discord as Big Man.
We got an Instagram. We got Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. Website unpaidinternpodcast.com. Go check out our YouTube. Big Joey, where are they gonna find you at, buddy?
If I survive the night, you can find me on Instagram at Joey_Molesco. Don't really look for me anywhere else. And yeah, and on the Discord, also just Big Joey. I think I'm the first Big Joey to be behind a paywall.
Oh
First one's ever done.
God, man, I'm so disappointed. Like the paywall stuff. Like I'm always anxious to like see the comments on the Unpaid or Underrated Discord thread, and then like some days it pops off after an episode, and like I thought we'd get a little more like interaction after the Big Grants episode. I thought that was like I know I always say it, but that really was like the top 68 episode we've ever put out. So go get in there and make some comments for us, guys. This is Big Keith. You can find me on Instagram at KeithHoneyGet73. Go follow me on Orange Gym, then a Wine Cellar, and we will see you next Tuesday.